All right. Here we go. Here we go. Outlaw Radio on a Wednesday evening. Yes, it is Wednesday again, July 15th, 2026. What it do? What it do? It's your boy Kevin Barnes, man, the militant with a microphone, the mouthpiece of the movement, aka the Negro Whisperer, here to bring you another episode of Outlaw Radio. Summer blues, man, should be called Dog Days of Summer. I'll explain to you why I say that in a second. But I am glad to be here. We have experienced some audio difficulties for the past couple weeks, so let me know if things aren't working, and I'll do my best to remedy that. How y'all doing out there? 414, stand up, man. What it do? What it do, man? What's going on with y'all on a Wednesday, man? Halfway through this week, almost to the weekend. A lot to talk about. A lot to talk about tonight. Let me know if you can hear me clearly. Let me know if you can hear my applause clearly. My applause is for you all who support the show. Let me know. My phone has been acting up. I'm trying to get everybody in. I love to hear people's voices. I love for people to express their opinions. But welcome to Outlaw Radio, man. This is a foundational Black American platform. This is a platform in which basically we talk about whatever Black people are talking about. And even if they're not talking about it, we're talking about things that are important to Black people. So if you're around some Black people that ain't talking about some of this stuff, it's all good. We'll bring you up to speed on it. Sometimes I'm informing people. Sometimes people are informing me. But either way it goes, it's going to be some informing done. Ewok, I see you in the chat room, y'all. Let me know if y'all can hear me clearly. Let me know if you can hear my sounds clearly. Once again, I got to know. I have to know what piece of this equipment needs to be replaced, if that's what needs to happen. This is what we do on Mondays and Wednesdays, y'all. This is what we do on Mondays and Wednesdays, from 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time until whenever. I do have a phone connected to the show, which our phone line has been acting kind of crazy on us, right? So let me know if you can hear me or if you can, if things are registering. The phone number is 262-202-5131. That's 262-202-5131. And we have a chat room. My chat room is already popping. Let me go to the chat room. Let me get to this chat room. I love my Outlaw family in the chat room. Brendan Hayes, what it do, my brother? He said, peace. Peace be unto you, my brother. Assalamu alaikum. Wa alaikum assalam. Ewok, well, he said, Walk's World. What up, Ewok out in AZ? Hope, man. It's hot up here, so I know it's got to be burning out there. Earl Henning said, what it do, my brothers and sisters? Love us. Fuck Donald Trump and his friends who think they own America. Hey, Earl, you know how that goes, man. You know a lot of Black people ride with you on that train. Brendan Hayes said, why is everybody mad at Kai Cenat? I do not know. I do not know why he's mad at Kai Cenat. I haven't heard anything from Kai Cenat in a while. I don't know what's going on with him. Got a caller early on, and it's Ewok the Great. Ewok, what it do, man?
Hey, just trying to do a mic check, man. I see everybody if they can hear me, if I'm low or not.
Hopefully they can hear you. Let me know if y'all can hear Ewok on the phone line right now. Please, somebody in the chat room, please let me know if you can hear Ewok. Ewok, what's going on otherwise, man?
Oh, man, it's hot as a plum a bit here, man. Yeah, it's like motherfucker 110. You know, the nigga ass sound boogie booty dangling out here, boy.
Yeah, it's pretty hot up here, man. It's been in the 90s, man. So it's been hot up here too, man. Everything all right? I know you had a birthday recently. Everything going smooth for you?
Yeah, I'm all good, man. With my regular ass down there to the casino, that's all I did, man. Last year, got back from Vegas on like the 30th, 29th or some shit. Then my birthday was the 5th.
Okay. Okay.
I won in Vegas and shit, and I gave it to these motherfuckers.
Okay. Earl, you giving a thumbs down. Do that mean you can't hear Ewok? Let me know if y'all can hear Ewok on this line right now, because I don't want anybody else to come on and say that they're not being heard. Everything looks good on my end. I thought I fixed the problem. I thought I did. Y'all let me know if.
I talk about loud too, man. You know, I'm away from the device, so I can't tell. All I can hear is you right now.
Okay. Well, we'll see. Once again, y'all let me know if y'all can hear Ewok. Let me know if any of the audio is on or off. If you can't hear the sounds that I'm hitting on my board, let me know. I'll go to work on it right away. Well, it's good to hear from you, man. Happy birthday, man. I'm glad you decided to hook up with us and chop it up tonight.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. It's all good, man. Shit. I try not to make it see what's going on with the Outlaw family.
Yeah, I know as the show go on and the conversations get hot, you probably gonna be calling back because I know you're gonna have something to say, some opinions about what's going on, man.
Right, no doubt. I'm gonna get off here though, man. I'm gonna see what you got going.
All right, and if Ewok, if you can go back and like on your feed and watch the video and go back and see if you can hear yourself and let me know if you can hear yourself.
All right, I got you. Let me see if I can do that.
Okay. So anybody else who wants to jump in, man, it's 262-202-5131. It's Outlaw Radio on a Wednesday, live from the 414 in beautiful Northwest Milwaukee, the Chocolate City Studios, man. We're about to get it in. And like I said, what we talk about all the time on this show is things that are important to black people. Now, Earl Henning said he couldn't hear Ewok. So that means that something is amiss in my sound still. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why this won't connect. Let me check it. Let me check it again. Earl said he couldn't hear Ewok. What's going on, Ace? Man, how you doing, man? Just trying to get everything going, man. Trying to make sure that I can get all my devices connected. Let me know if you can hear these sound effects. That'll let me know if my board is actually talking to my computer. Let me know if you can hear that. I'm gonna do this one more time. Ace said, "What's the subject today?" Hey, man, the theme is summertime blues, man. He said, "Is the volume on my phone up?" Ewok said, "Is it up?" It is up. It is up. So, I don't know. Give me a call back, Ewok. Let's do another phone check. Give me another call. But yeah, so like I said, man, why did I decide to come out with the theme summertime blues or summer blues today? Simply because this has been a season of tremendous loss for a lot of us. Brothers and sisters who we've known for years and years have passed away. I know it started last November with my own brother. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know. I guess it's just that season, that part of our life. And it's like I said, it is tremendously disappointing. We lost a brother Bo from 4100. Rest in peace to Bo. Condolences to his family. We lost a brother Christy Walton from the hood, 17th and Capitol. 17th and Fee Branch, Christy would be. So people are leaving, man. So I don't know what's going on. Well, I do know it's life. That's the circle of life. But it has me blue. It has me down, and I know it has a lot of you down. And then I guess the other night we lost Wink from the hood. On if you're from Atkinson, you know Wink. Um, you know, I spent a lot of time on Atkinson. I grew up on Capitol Drive in Atkinson, so I'm very familiar with who he is. I'm not gonna say I had a personal relationship with him. People saying, "Yo, that was like my cousin. I loved him so much." I know back in about 2018, he was assaulted by some of the Arab grocers in the area, and we had to go and protest for him. But I think that the subject that I want to talk about is mental health. And people look at Wink and you think he's just a average homeless person who's down on his luck and out in the street. But and what we heard from even then was that he had a loving family who had the means to take care of him if that's what he desired. I guess he had chosen to be out on the streets. And there were a lot of people who are familiar with him, just familiar with seeing him. And it's crazy that this is how it goes, and that we lose somebody to a hit and run, being hit by somebody who supposedly was speeding. I don't think this was a hit and run, but they were saying that there's some high speeds involved. I don't know what the whole details are. Like I said, I'm always going to wait and see what we can find out. But so rest in peace to Wink, man. And condolences and prayers to his family. I know a lot of people are saying that they loved him, and then I've seen people arguing like they often do on Facebook, saying, "Hey, if you loved him so much, and why didn't you get him off the street?" And I've seen people just going at it on Facebook. Like these Facebook comment sections are oftentimes just treacherous, man. You go in, you looking at the comments on Facebook, you'd be like, "Damn, like people are wicked to each other." So it gets kind of crazy. But like I said, man, I don't. When it comes to mental health, man, we have a serious issue in our community where we have a lot of people who have been diagnosed with mental health issues that are not currently being treated. Sometimes it's a funding thing. Sometimes we don't have the means or the places that we can take them. And so, people, there's a lot of mentally ill people roaming around Milwaukee, man. And you see them on the streets, you see them all the time, and you say, yo, like, look at these people. And you always wonder, at least I do, where's their family? How come we can't help these people? Where's the help for these people? And so it becomes pretty tragic, man. I just hope that if you got a loved one out there that's in need of some sort of mental illness services or something like that, please try and get him or her some help. A lot of times what we see is they are diagnosed, but they're untreated. Um, just try to connect this to this, y'all, to see what's going on. A lot of times we see that they're diagnosed but untreated, and then sometimes you see that they've not been diagnosed because people don't have access, people don't have the benefits to do so. So hey, man, if you got a family member who needs that help, man, please try and get them that help that they need, right? That's the only thing that we can say. Ace says we can't forget young Tweezy. Yeah, well, he was, but that was, how long has it been? Has it been a year now? I don't know, since we lost young Tweezy, but it's definitely a season of being lost, right? Definitely a lot of loss going on in the community. So meanwhile, in between time, Ace is saying he can't hear my sound effects either, which is pretty sad. I don't know what's going on. Maybe my board is malfunctioning. I've had it for a while, so maybe it might be time to replace it. I don't know. But it's a tragedy because I need it to work for my phone. Earl said he couldn't hear Ewok when he called, so I don't know what's going on with the phone. I don't know what's the deal with this situation. Try to get to the bottom of it. This is Ace saying people don't realize how hard life is for black men. We have all odds against us. I don't think people care, Ace. To tell you the truth, I don't think people really care. I feel like people generally look at us and say, "Suck it up," right? It is what it is. You just got to do your best, man, to keep pushing, man. But God knows we are up against it. This is me doing a self sound check, y'all. Me doing a self sound check. Um, Earl Henning says, "Oh hey, Kerry Walker Jones, I see you. I see you, my sister." Earl Henning says, "My big brother used to talk about Wink. Yeah, he sat right. Larry's shop was right there on Atkinson, so I'm totally sure that he knew who Wink was, and I'm sure he had encountered him many times, right? I'm sure he had." Um, Brendan Hayes says Latinos versus Kai Cenat. I haven't seen anything about that, so I'm not up on that one. You have to pull my coattail on that one. Um, y'all seen this explosive diarrhea, this stomach bug that's going across the country? They're saying it is in lettuce and produce and berries and like fruit, and so people who are on a health kick and trying to do fresh fruit and berries and stuff like that are being afflicted by this. It's crazy, especially if you have made the decision to try and eat healthy. Um, but people are saying, "Well, I ain't eating no lettuce." They're saying, I'm not. So it's crazy, man. It is crazy, and heaven knows where this is coming from. America has so many enemies right now. You don't really know if this is somebody trying to sabotage our food supply or what. We just don't know where it's coming from. Kerry Walker says the Mexicans shitting on the lettuce again. I mean, listen, Kerry, at this point, I'm not ruling nothing out. Okay. I'm not ruling anything out. I don't know what's going on. A lot of people are just lost when it comes to, what's going on with our food. And so, we get these infections or these parasitic outbreaks every now and then. But this is crazy that it's now on like lettuce and vegetables, and so everybody's kind of cautious as to what they're eating, and you should be watching what you eat. Dion said he'll hit us when he gets home. We'll be waiting on you, Dion. We will certainly be waiting on you. Trying to get this sound right, y'all. That's all. I'm trying to get my sound right. I don't know what's going on. Earl Henning said, "Happy birthday." Yes, happy birthday to Trail. Most definitely lost him some years back. Happy birthday to Trail. I see that they're doing a thing for him over on 4100. Absolutely, man. That was my brother, man. Knew him for a very long time. Elementary school, I met Trail, but my first best friend, right? Like, so yeah, he passed some years ago. I'm definitely a loss for our neighborhood. Had love all over the place. I see a lot of people every year they come together on 4100 for his birthday. So definitely rest in peace to Trail and Fat Man, his brother. Great dude. Great dude. Him and Big Larry, all three of them, man. Just good peoples, man, that I grew up around. This is Ace Cooley. He says, they won't care until the white bitch down the street get the shit. Well, I don't know that this is just disproportionately affecting black people. I'm pretty sure that there's some white people with it too. But this explosive diarrhea, man, is going crazy, man. In the middle of the summer when it's hot, who wants to be, held down by some because you ate a salad and now you just got explosive diarrhea? This is crazy. She said it can man from feces. It can come. I think Kerry Walker's saying you can get it from feces, from our vegetables coming in contact. Hey man, well our government needs to do a better job of trying to figure out what's going on with the veggies, man. Where they coming from? Normally they can isolate when there's something like this going on. They can isolate, like where the stores are and where it's coming from. But I don't know that they can do that. I don't know that they've been able to do that this time. So we'll see. We'll see what's going on with that. I can tell right now, I'm looking at my board, I'm not getting a signal from one of my channels. And I think this may be the reason why the phone is not working. I'm pretty sure this is because I should be getting a signal from this. So I don't know. Maybe, like I said, maybe my board is conking out on me after all this time. Kerry Walker says that orange fat motherfucker cut the programs. Huh. Something else we can blame old Donald Trump for, right? Good Lord. It never ends. It's got to be careful, man. You got to be careful because they tell us, you need to eat vegetables. Like you got to stay away from meat. You got to watch your calories and all this kind of stuff. And then you say, all right, well, we eating salad tonight. Next thing you know, the whole family got the shits. So yeah, y'all be careful, man. Be careful what you up to. With the explosive diarrhea out here. What else is going on? Lil Boosie, Boosie badass, right? He's in the news right now. Boosie done, I guess he had met two white guys who said that they were lobbyists for Trump, and they were in Trump's circle, and Boosie gave them $600,000 for a pardon. Well, the pardon never materialized. Now, according to him, he had a clause in there that stated if he didn't get his pardon, he could get $300,000 of that money back. Well, he never got the pardon, and you never even heard anybody even put that on the White House's radar. And he never got his $300,000 back. Now they're saying there's no such clause, and they said they worked as hard as they could for the pardon, and they just weren't able to get it done. So it's crazy, man. It's very crazy that dude has Boosie and all our celebrities. They talk a good game, but a lot of them are in the pockets of Trump, and they're trying to get with Trump to gain something from Trump. So you see this right now. He done gave $600,000. He thought he was going to get a pardon. Well, it doesn't work like that. It's unfortunate that y'all can't hear my sound effects because he definitely would get the slow horn. Ian, can you hear that?
Yeah, and it's so appropriate, KB. Fuck. What is wrong with Boosie, bro?
Hey, trying to get a pardon, man. He's trying to get
$600,000. What is wrong? He thought the two. I guess it was some type of political group that pretended they had ends with the Trump administration, and then when they duped him, I guess he doesn't have to give them the $600,000. He only gave them $300,000 because he gave them $600,000. There was a stipulation in the agreement. If a presidential pardon was not obtained, then he would get $300,000 back. He gonna spend that in legal fees. You know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous, dude. Yeah, what's wrong, Boosie, man? 2 thumbs down.
think there's so many people that have tried to do business with Trump under the table that we're not going to really find out what's going on until this is all over. It'll be years down the line when we really find out who all has tried to do some business with Trump, right? So Boosie's just the latest victim. Lay down with dogs, you come up with fleas. Earl Henning in the chat room says CDC fuck Donald Trump and his friends. Sharita Shaw, how you doing? How you doing? Ace Cooley says that's some weight loss for your ass. With the salad dinner. He's here now, Sharita. She said, "Where the hell you at?" He's here now. Ian's here with us now. He's an entrepreneur. Sometimes he has to do his business, man. So sometimes he got to get here when he can get here. That's how it is. Yeah, Carrie says she can hear my sound effects. I hope so, Carrie. I think something's wrong with my board, y'all. I'm hoping not, because I really don't have the money to replace this thing right now. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to give it a once over and see what's going on. Let me see who else in the chat room. Sonia Thrower, she said, "Hi guys, how you doing, Sonia? Welcome to the show." Kerry Walker Jones said he could have gotten that free from some Milwaukee organizations. He should have done his homework. Well, he's here all the time, right? He's the mayor of Milwaukee. That's what they call him. He got a key to the city. A said, "Not used to seeing a hood mofo get caught with old okie doke." Yeah, these rappers, man. These rappers. But we talked about before you got here, Ian. We talked about the explosive diarrhea and where it's probably. I kind of weighed it out there. Like, is this some sort of sabotage? Is this our food?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Sabotaged. I don't know for sure, but it seems awfully strange that something like this would occur right now. What do you think?
What I think about this, I'll just go a little bit deeper. My dad used to always talk about this stuff, KB, and everybody listening. I believe that these people at the highest level, like, think about it, right? You have your paid pawns that are in these political parties. They get people that look like us, like these community organizers or these people that are representatives of these political parties. Boom, boom, boom. They get an uptick in voting because that's what they call it, the Republicans specifically. So they get the uptick. So they put people in place. What's the one thing that Republicans right now, I don't even want to call them Republicans, these MAGA Trump followers, they don't believe in vaccines. They don't believe in any of this shit, right? You got Trump stripping all this stuff away. So my point in bringing that up, who is this going to affect first and affect the most? There are long-term consequences for this. This administration will go down in history as being the worst for Black people and poor people ever. So to answer your question, KB, yes, I am of the thought process. I am on the conspiratorial mindset on Warpath Wednesday. Yes, I think it's on purpose. And I also think, too, because they don't believe in a lot of that shit, or maybe they do believe it, just like another thing that these idiot Trump supporters support, Robert Downey Jr. publicly said Black children need to be reparented. What the fuck does that even mean, by the way? And two, this is their belief. So they'll find some people to use to push this kind of stuff. So all of this stuff happening, I'm not surprised. But I think it's really geared because most of the country is going to be brown in a few years anyway. If some white people get sacrificed, it's cool. You find something else like AIDS, you know what I'm saying? AIDS is, you know how AIDS was, HIV, who it hit and who it hit the worst. So I think this is just part of it. This is a test. You're going to have something else that come out like COVID, or you know what I'm saying? It's coming soon. So yes, population control and eugenics is real. And I don't think people understand it's all military. You don't have to be in a Wuhan lab with a lab coat to know better. So yes, I agree with you, KB, and probably like 2/3 of Outlaw family. I know they agree with it too.
Okay. He said it sounds like bad wired. I don't know. Ian sounds good to me. Y'all let me know. If there's any audio issues, let me know, y'all.
Early on it was, KB. Before you asked me about that, it was about 45 seconds. That's probably what he's referring to.
Okay.
It's straight now.
I'm trying to get all these audio issues, and they just started. Years I've been doing this. I haven't had these issues. So something here is wrong. I don't know what it is.
I need not to read the comments. I need to let you just read the comments and be surprised, because I read them and then
This is Kerry Walker Jones. She said it happened before under a different name, and the origin was farm workers shitting in the fields. Lord have mercy. Sonia Thor said, I need some of that lettuce so I can have my diarrhea and then my stomach look flat.
Sonia crazy as hell. That was funny, Sonia.
She is an outlaw for real.
Yeah,
I don't want no black belly that bad where I got to shit my guts out. Ace Cookie said they are MAGA dicks. Okay. They're called MAGA dicks. Okay.
We cavemen, apparently. No, I'm just
Oh,
playing.
you know that. Nah, you already know. Listen, it is what it is. It's all good. It's all good. All good.
Yeah.
Sonia Thor says, no, this is Kerry Walker Jones saying Sonia Thor laughing my ass off. You don't want that shit. A week or two of your stomach tied in a knot, but you do lose a lot of weight. She said, laughing my ass off. Ace says, oh shit. You mean a nigga gonna have AIDS on his burger?
How did he twist that together? That was good.
I don't know, because I know what they say takes to cause AIDS, or how it's passed along. So it's either blood or semen. So I'm hoping
you get you that good old gay beef.
Man, let's go. I don't. Let's see. Man, we getting crazy. She's saying, Sarita's saying good. I think she's saying good because you're here. Ian.
Thank you.
This is Sonia Thor. She said, ha ha. But yeah, so Boosie, now he's the latest. And we need to make statements to these celebrities. Like, if you're gonna rock with Trump, we're not rocking with you. Don't come to our city for no concert. Don't release no album. Don't star in no movie. Don't sponsor no kind of products, drinks, and all this shit. We don't want to deal with you if you're rocking with Trump. Celebrities, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it.
I got a question though, KB. Why is that sounds foreign a little bit? Even though obviously it's, to me and you and the audience, it's common sense, right? But it's foreign. Because if you say that in certain settings, oh no, you're misunderstanding, or you know what I'm saying? You've heard all the dumb talk. I don't get it, man. And I still say I stand on it. Like my boy Christopher Lawrence, him and Hilario De Leon or whatever. I'm like, y'all brown skin asses still support this movement. You know what I'm saying? Even though I know y'all don't like the spectacular idiot, but you ride with him on politics. I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? And now you got Ron Johnson that's about to replace Lindsey Graham, and I'm pretty sure you saw that too. I know you're gonna touch that in a minute, or like you were saying before, we don't even got to talk about some of this shit because it's so spectacularly, I don't know, just freaking draining to the brain, dog. I don't get this dude every week, and then tomorrow he's gonna be on at 9. I believe it's 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and I believe it's 6 o'clock Wisconsin time. 7 o'clock, where he's going to literally freaking litigate the 2020 election. He's going to try to remove Warnock and Osmond, the white boy that John Lewis mentored. He's about to get them removed. And he's going to be successful, by the way, y'all. We said it here a while ago. Remember, we said it on this platform, Outlaw Radio, to when people can cut this up and make clips. There will be elections that will not be certified for the midterms. That's going to happen. They're already trying to do it. And Kevin's not a fucking Democrat. I'm not a Democrat. We're not Republicans. We are just intelligent, and we're telling you what's going to happen. It's coming, y'all. And when it comes, you can't say we didn't tell you. Can't say it. You know what I'm saying, dog? It is what it is.
Well, once again, I put this squarely in the hands of the American people. I don't think anything's gonna move until they get fed up with the bullshit. Until the people make a statement to Trump that we sick of the bullshit. And when they felt a certain kind of way, what did they do? They stormed the Capitol, right?
January 6th, sir.
So I don't know what it's gonna take to let this administration know, like, enough is enough, man. So we'll see. Definitely, we will see. Let me see what they talking about. What the family is talking about. Sharita Shaw said, "I swear I love y'all. We love you too, Sharita. We love everybody in the Outlaw family, man. Love and appreciate every last one of you for supporting the platform."
Hell
Kerry
yeah.
said, think about how they work them people and how many bathroom breaks are allowed. hey, you might be onto something. You might be onto something, Carrie. Like, I mean, it's coming from somewhere. It's not magical. It's coming from somewhere.
She ain't fucking off with none of what she just typed in. Nope, she's right.
I mean, if you are out there picking crops right now, you might be pissed off because of the way ICE is moving or because of the way you're being treated. So you might just say, you know what, I'm about to take a shit right here in this field. We don't know. We don't know what's going on. We
really don't. I hate to say it, but we don't.
Dion said, I'm here. What's up, Dion? How you doing? Hopefully we can get this phone up. I would love to take some calls, but I'm not absolutely sure about how this is working tonight. I'm gonna hope for the best, y'all. I'm gonna try as usual to take calls. So if you want to call in, you can hit the line 262-202-5131. Ernest did call earlier, and Earl said he couldn't hear what he said. Now, once again, if you can hear that sound effect, let me know. If you can hear that sound effect, let me know. Because
I was gonna say, the Outlaw OGs can call my phone and I can put the phone by the microphone and they can talk. I mean, that if they trying to do that, whatever, it don't matter. They trying to get their shit off.
Well, if the phone doesn't work, then we'll try it that way as well. Ace said, truth is we can't play party politics. We got to vote a la carte with our votes based on the policy. Yeah, I've been saying that forever. Like it's always been that way.
But we gotta make sure though, even though it's a la carte though, we gotta make sure we don't support nothing that MAGA support. I know because black people are conservative by nature when it comes to sexuality and a few other things. I don't care if Trump passes a bill to be like, oh, they stopping women from being in men's sports. No, fuck that shit. We can't support him. We could figure that other shit out later. The other stuff is way too important. I hate to say that, but it's way too important. You shouldn't be looking for government to litigate that. We need to worry about all this other stuff going on, like people trying to rewrite our history. We built this fucking country. You know what I'm saying?
Earl said, walk on the White House. And Sharita Shaw said, yes. Sonya Thor says she throwing up the fist. You know,
yeah, we got to, man, because this shit is way too important because, like, and I hate that, you know, like I said, I don't be trying to, well, sometimes I guess I be trying to make points, obviously, but I don't really be trying to be insulting. But if you support any of this shit right now, it's something fucking wrong with you because you're not seeing the big picture because this short-term nonsense that some people are supporting, it has long-term effects. And who's going to get fucked over first? And KB, you've been saying this shit literally for years on your platform you created. You know what? You might not like this. You might not like this. But the alternative is this. So why would you support this if it's not going to do anything for you? You got people that would be like, you know what? I'll use Mandela Barnes for an example. I don't want to vote for Mandela Barnes because sometimes he'd be like this. And I feel you. But who you gonna support? Fucking Tom Tiffany? Fuck out of here. No. We can't keep having this kind of shit. These conversations we can't keep having. We need to understand that as of right now, anyone that is against the MAGA politician, we need to support that politician. Even if we don't agree, you know, with all of what they're saying. I know we don't like both political parties. They both suck, woo, woo, but we cannot allow no more of these maggots to be in office. They little representatives like the sensational, spectacular idiot, other people like him, even my guy Hilario De Leon, who's the I believe he's the chair of West Allis, the Republican Party, my boy Christopher Lawrence. We can't have these people no more. You got to do what you got to do. Well, even though they look like us, they not like us, and they gotta go, man. Fuck that shit, dog, for real.
So I'll say this in two parts. Number one, in terms of getting America back on track, this is something that a lot of black people probably don't want to hear, but I'm going ahead and say it anyways because I'm a caveman and it doesn't matter.
Caveman.
We're gonna have to work with white people because there's some white people who are pissed off about what's going on in this country right now.
Yeah.
Okay. And I know they probably don't like this idea as much as we don't, but we're going to have to try and create some sort of association with them because it's going to take everybody to get this right. You know what I'm saying? And I've said on here a bunch of times that it is white people fault Trump as the president. And I still believe that because they voted for him overwhelmingly.
They voted for that nigga.
We're not talking about a slight uptick. We're talking about them voting for him overwhelmingly. And a lot of them still are going to make mistakes I mean, they're gonna cover up his mistakes and act like, this, that, and the third ain't happening and it ain't what it is, and you don't know what you're seeing. You're not educated enough. You're not smart, and
Exactly.
I'm in it. I support his business acumen and all this. But it's gonna take everybody. But the second part of that is black people have to come up with some surefire way to ensure that we can weaponize our power. And I'm saying weaponize not in a terroristic sense, but we have to be able to make, whether it's an economic impact or whether it's a social impact or whether it's a cultural impact, we got to figure out some way to make when we're going through something, it needs to be felt. And I think the way you do that is by creating your own kind of political movements. That's why I say it's so important that we have our own political parties, that we create our own special interest groups for black people, lobbyists for black people, for our interests, because right now our interests are seldom being served. And so outside of meeting with white people or forming some sort of association, we need to make sure that we centralize our power, and we have to get on code, and we have to establish some solidarity, or this shit's gonna bury us. So that's the politically, there has to be some movement on us saying, hold on, wait a minute, we got to do us, right? We have to learn how to do us. And so and that can be done on a lot of different levels, man. And I know there's some black people that disagree with me, because there's a lot of black people who disagree with me about delineation and stuff like that. But this right now, what we're going through right now, delineation came along right at the correct time. For us to self-identify came along right at the right time, because when the history is being erased, or when the policy that's already there is being tampered with, it's going to affect us. And when we say who is us, we need to be able to identify who that us is. I think if we made any mistakes in the past, it's simply that we didn't do a good enough job of identifying who we actually are, right? And we kind of let everybody ride. We let everybody go. We let everybody in the car. We let all minorities, all groups, everybody, gender, whatever, jump right in with what we was doing. We should have been booting their ass off, saying no. If you don't identify with us, and not some of what we need, but all of what we need, you can't roll. I think we should have done that. That's why I say it should have been empowerment over equality to a certain extent. I don't want to eat lunch with you if you don't want me in your restaurant. Just make it so that I can start my own and you won't come and burn my shit down.
And that's what Malcolm X always talked about, bro. You're absolutely right. Yep. That's what he always talked about. Like what you just said. He was like, man, you know what? Especially like, you remember KB when he came back from Mecca and he was like, okay, I saw, all kinds of Muslims or whatever. And by the way, y'all, for everybody that's out there that watch YouTube, Malcolm X is free right now on YouTube, far as the one with Spike Lee, as well as a Boomerang and a lot of other movies. But anyway, yeah, he always talked about that. Like, dude, I'm not necessarily saying separatism at this point. But what I am saying is, if you don't like me, then we'll screw you then. You know what I mean? We shouldn't have to beg nobody to be friends with them. And you're absolutely right. We trying to do too much to identify with other people. But if you saying, screw us, then we look like a bunch of idiots. So I understand why so many black people didn't want to partake in the ICE thing. I do get it, because there were a lot of people from different cultures that were not, they were like, oh, where were black people when we were doing this? I'm like, dude, we've been down with people for like 100, 200 years. We always had people's back. And sometimes it's not reciprocated. Now, I got a lot of Spanish homeboys and shit that do not like Trump. They don't like what's going on. They like a lot of the people here in Tucson, right? During Juneteenth, it was a whole bunch of them out there literally just celebrating Juneteenth. Because I remember when Dion was talking about, what was it? He was like, oh, why black people celebrating Cinco de Mayo or whatever. And I mean, I get it, but it's nothing wrong if you want to celebrate it. Or if you want to celebrate the 4th of July, it's nothing wrong with that or whatever. But I ain't gonna lie, I had a little bit of a culture shock when I saw so many Spanish people really like at Juneteenth shit, just learning about the culture and like going to little workshops and shit. Just, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I never knew that about black people or whatever. So I thought that was cool. So like you said, KB, everybody ain't on the same page just because they not black. And you got people that's black that definitely ain't on the same page. That's really not following suit. We have a couple of them that watch this show. Not a couple, more than a couple. You know, you got, what's his name? Scott. Do you think Scott still watches KB?
From time to time, he may tune in, but I think
he do sometimes.
What really happened is Scott wanted to be on the show, and I just couldn't. He wanted to play a role on the show, and I couldn't really do that because I can't promote somebody who is obviously racist or anti-black. The numbers might be great or whatever, but I'm not going to be the person that promotes that. So I know he wanted to be an admin on the People's News Network, and I just couldn't.
No, he didn't.
If you anti-us, I can't endorse you. So
hey, he be posting black shit now though, bro. Like it was some black girl that was something, and I was like, okay, this is one post. He done posted a few things. I'm like, oh, okay, dog, he trying to be funny.
I don't know. Shout out to him wherever he's at, man. I hope he's doing all right. But like I said, I can't endorse anything that's anti-black, and I'm a person who loves my people. I'm a proud man of color. And I don't mind talking about some of our issues, but I'm not going to let anybody disrespect us, especially on a platform that I'm the architect of. So if he's out there, he's out there. I don't know. I know he hasn't hit my line. He used to text me all the time, but he hasn't hit my line in a minute. So what up, Scott?
Part of that might be my fault, bro. Them motherfuckers hate me, bro. Like you saw,
because Scott
it ain't that.
Goes way back. Like Scott was on Outlaw Radio when we were doing 3041 live years ago. Like this is like 10, 11 years ago. Scott was on here. He's been listening. He's been following the show that long. So
yeah, he has. Hey, I was gonna say,
let me test this line. I do have a caller. I think this might be Dion.
I hear him good too.
You can hear him, Dion.
Man, I can hear the background and everything. Welcome back,
Dion. Are you with us?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but I don't know if the people can hear you.
Perfect.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Man, I hear you clear as day, my brother.
Oh, what's happening, man?
What up, dog? What up?
Long time no hear from y'all. I seen you shadow boxing the other day on your channel and show. Look at this nigga right
here. Hey, man, I be trying to get it in, man. My guy,
you weren't trying to kick a motherfucker for real.
You so funny, man. Hey, I was gonna say though, D, real quick though, I'm gonna be in Vegas in February. My buddy is gonna be in the Masters tournament. I'm gonna be his corner man. I'm gonna record it for everybody. And I'm gonna upload it or whatever. So I ain't finna be doing nothing. I'm retired, but I'm gonna go with him because he boxed out the sweat box, the same place Xander Zayas boxed out of. Xander got beat up by Bluez. Like we all know that. People were sending me messages making fun of him. But I'm like, man, he was a 2-time world champion, man. It's all good. At least he got that far.
What I was about to say, I was listening to you guys earlier. So I want to talk about two things because, I was at work. I just got on. I don't know if y'all covered it. But for one, I just heard you guys were talking about, like, people that's with us or against us. Well, my problem with black people was we were in line. Been in line. It's like going to get some Jordans. You damn near about to. You the first in line, but then now somebody else come up. So we was like, oh, you go ahead. The Mexicans or the people, or the POC is what they call it, people of color. The Mexicans came up, then then everybody else. We started putting everybody else before our personal needs. And then next thing you know, they were getting what we had worked hard for, and we was steadily getting pushed further and further back in the line. I don't like that about us. Another thing is, man, I still think the dude, and I had been on the internet, he should have minded his motherfucking business trying to fight that boy, because he could have fucked that boy up. But that little girl was in the way, so he should have minded his motherfucking business about that. I don't know if y'all discussed that, but that's why.
Hold on. What you talking about, Dion? What story?
Kevin, you know what I'm talking about. But the dude was trying to help the girl on Fonda, like in North right there, and you ain't seen it in the People's News Network.
We talked about it on the last show, but so basically it was a discussion about when you are riding along and you see a young man and a young lady and they into it.
Oh, I remember that.
Right. So that's what he's just kind of jumping around. So for people who couldn't follow.
Yeah. No, I couldn't. Yeah, because I don't know. Because like I said, I just got off work. I just wanted to make a comment on that. But I'm just really I just got to listen to one of the people, and they talking about jumping behind Joe Brennan. Now I don't know. I think I might go for Francesca Holmes. I'm definitely not going for Mandela Barnes. You feel what I'm saying? Like, even like I think he about to do a interview with CBS 58. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
yeah,
like doesn't. But you know, I could understand the temperament. You can't compare a Milwaukee to what's Brandon Johnson in Chicago, because Milwaukee population of blacks is nothing near the population of Chicago. But I still don't like the fact that you're catering and pandering to people who don't look like you. So that means if you cater and pander to people who look like you, you're going to harm people that do look like you. For instance, look at what's his name, the justice on the Clarence Thomas. You know what I'm saying? Doing everything that he can to harm black people. So I just, you know, like, I just can't go with Mandela. I'm sorry. I'm new to this voting thing, and I never voted for Mandela when he ran the first time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. His personality just don't sit well with me. You know, it don't seem like it seems like he's more of a he doesn't have that genuineness to me. That's just to me. You know what I'm saying? It seems like he's scripted, he's tailored, everything is well thought out and planned and executed instead of that genuineness. You know what I'm saying? I guess he probably can't be genuine, but I think he should have just sat there and waited his turn, because he wouldn't inherit the throne. Look what Cavalier did with what's his name, Tom Barrett. He sat there, was the president of the Common Council, sat there and inherited the throne. Mandela would inherit the throne. You feel what I'm saying? He was next in line. He ain't have to do shit. You know what I'm saying? And he could have been out here making things happen quietly on the down low for the city of Milwaukee without making it. Because basically, white people really don't give a fuck about the city of Milwaukee. And we just going to be white people like that sit up in the Schwabanon, Manitowoc, goddamn Door County, goddamn all them little unincorporated towns. They don't care about Milwaukee. They look at Milwaukee as a cesspool, but instead they come down here and buy their drugs and come down here to the Brewers and the Bucks game. But they look at Milwaukee as a cesspool. So someone that's going to do things to help benefit the city of Milwaukee, they're going to frown upon that. Those people up north are more, and I'm not going to say all of them are Trumpers, but some of them have that Trump mentality. We're going to hurt the people in the city of Milwaukee like Tom Tiffany want to do. We're going to take things away from them. That's why Scott Walker was so popular, and Tommy Thompson. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I be saying I hate the fuck out of white people, because they just evil. They do everything they can.
Do me a favor. Let me get to this chat room real quick, because it's building up.
Go ahead. I
don't want to get too far behind.
Man, we don't want you to get far behind.
Ace Cooley says that's both parties trying to destiny swap us. Sharita Shaw saying Ramirez with a question mark. Carrie Walker Jones, she says anybody supporting this administration is severely mentally ill. It's in your face. The only thing I agree with him on is getting rid of these tethers. I'm so sick of their raggedy asses.
That's fucking funny though, KB.
Earl Henning said, "Oh, man,
raggedy asses."
Mama Jenkins says, "What about Mandela Barnes commercial? Which commercial we talking about, Mama Jenkins?" Sharita Shaw says, "What the fuck people think we don't have an agenda?" Ace Cooley said, "It's whites and Hispanics that voted for Donald Trump. Please do not think them motherfuckers is down with us." Okay. Carrie Walker Jones says there are an overwhelming number of white people who are with us. These motherfucking foreigners need to shut the fuck up and get out of our business. Okay.
Ooh.
Sonia Thrower says, when prayer was taken out of school, that's when the world started getting fucked up. She said, I don't mind telling anybody hell no. Oh, hell no. And Sharita Shaw says, but why would we care about ICE? Why would we care about ICE? Okay. And I'm just running through them, y'all. Mama Jenkins said revolution. Yes.
Yeah.
Sharita Shaw said we are FBA for real. Shabaka, what's going on, man? He said greetings, outlaws from Sin City. What up, man? What's going on, Shabaka? I see you going hard, bringing your thing back, man. Shout out to you. You know, not your partner who you with, but I rocks with you. You know that. Sharita said his ass wanted to troll. So who wanted to troll, Sharita?
Scott.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you know, Scott. You know, like I said, he wanted to be the representative of the anti-black perspective. But me as an individual, I cannot allow that on my platform. I can't allow, even if, because I can go back and forth with him all night long. I mean, it's not like he could, you know, verbally or vernacular wise, he could get over on me. But
Absolutely not.
Why would I waste my time going back and forth with somebody about my people? I'm here to empower my people. This ain't about me like entertaining y'all for some laughs. So we're having an insult contest and going back and forth. And then the point of Outlaw Radio is lost because the goal of this show is to present information to my people. So maybe he did want to troll. Kerry Walker said we hear him good now. I'm glad you all can hear because I'm nervous. Y'all listen, this ain't the time for no money. And cash shout out to, you know what? The only person who hit the cash app was Orlando, ironically, the MAGA supporter. So hey, he said, man, we won't fix. So hey, shout out to Orlando, man. Appreciate you.
Hey man, gotta give it, even though he be on you gotta give him some love for that shit though.
No.
Gotta give him love for that, especially him contributing to the platform, regardless of how I feel about him personally. You gotta give him love for that.
Anybody who's hit the cash app over the years, or anybody who's shared the show, when you share the show,
that's love.
The same. It's the same. So Shabaka said, what's the subject y'all discussing today? We're talking about a bunch of different things, Shabaka. You know how we do it. He said Vegas will be cool in February.
Hey, I was gonna say real quick though, KB, I want to add one thing, and this might tie into what Dion was saying, bro.
Hold on, give me a second though, Ian.
My fault.
Sonia Thor says, I hear Sharita Shaw said 2 stories. Let me see. Kerry Walker says back in the day they held black rallies. We need to start with those, teaching people how to come together again for a cause, then move on. Then Sharita says 3rd story. Sharita, what stories are you counting now? Shabaka said Clarence Thomas is brain dead. Kerry Walker Jones said he was a waste of his daddy's semen, right? Oh Lord.
Oh my Lord.
She said, so who you going with? Y'all, are they having I think they might be having their own conversation in the chat room.
Yeah, they are.
Are they discussing the murder of Mr. Wells in Mississippi? It's coming along. He said, yep, it was a wasted fuck. Sharita Shaw said, land his plane. Mama Jenkins says, sent it to you. Mama Jenkins has hit the chat. She done hit the cash app, man. Come on, man. Mama Jenkins has supported me so much over the years. She's by and large, the top contributor that I've ever had. Mama Jenkins has always supported Outlaw Radio, so I can't even thank her enough. I mean, cash app, buying apparel. Mama Jenkins brought me Mississippi hot dogs and bologna from Mississippi because I talked about them on the air. So it's definitely.
Hold up, what was the brand again?
Brian Bologna and hot dogs.
Brian, my mom knew what that was too. I meant to tell you that. She knew what you was talking about.
Yeah, I feel like a little kid again with a big ass bologna sandwich. Even though I know it ain't.
Man, let's take a trip to Mississippi. Let's take a trip to Mississippi and get it.
Kerry Walker said Orlando got that range money. Okay.
God damn.
That was no good.
Earl Henny said, kill the white people who don't give a fuck about us, LOL.
Oh, God.
He said that. I didn't say it.
Kill Whitey. God.
The white people, right? But no, I wanted to get back to as far as Mandela Barnes goes, and Dion said that. But see, this is where I'm at.
Yeah,
I'm on black people's side, and all politicians appear to not be genuine. They're all scripted. They're all told what to do and advised and given statements to prepare. There's not one. I've not seen one politician that has appealed to me as a genuine individual over the last 30 years. Secondly, as far as waiting and all this kind of shit, I feel like it's improper and counterproductive for us to tell another brother what he should do and how he should move with his own career. Like I could be sitting in my job forever doing the job, and I know I could do something on a higher level. And if I apply for another position, that'll be like somebody coming along saying, no, why don't you just wait for everybody else to retire and then you'll inherit the throne. I admire a brother with ambition because we should all have ambition. We should all be trying to.
I would hope so. Yeah.
Sometimes that's how it go though. You know what I'm saying?
Let me finish, Dion. Let me finish. I'm gonna vote for Mandela #1 because one thing about me that's different from a lot of black people who talk shit, especially about Mandela, is I'd ask them, have you ever sat and had a conversation with him? And they're all going to say no. If you ask me, I will say yes. I've had long, very long conversations with him. He's not a brother. He's not an Uncle Tom. He's not, unless he's changed, and that's possible too. You know, maybe
my cousin was just with him a few weeks ago, and
he's not a buck dancer.
No,
he's a not. Who understood and understands politics. Like a long time ago, one of the main points that he made to me when he was a state rep was that it's very hard to go to people in northern Wisconsin and explain to them what our problems here are in southeastern Wisconsin. They just don't comprehend it because it's such a difference. So I'm saying I'm going to vote for him. #1 because he's a brother. So let's not get that twisted. I'm voting for a brother because I'd rather vote for a brother than a white woman who's married to a Latino. That's double Trump support, and who's also already been shown to have corruption in her administration.
Who?
So Rodriguez. So yeah, I'm not.
Is she legit though, KB?
And I'm also not going to allow this. One thing I always promise myself.
Yeah.
I will never ever allow white people to tell me who my leader should be. I will never allow media pundit Negroes who are talking heads to tell me who I should be voting for, because a lot of times they are speaking for the company. They are speaking for whoever owns their platform.
All the time.
I own my own platform. So I will make up my own mind. So I'm going to rock with Mandela unless he makes a misstep here in the future, in the upcoming weeks. I'm rocking with him because to me, it's all about us. It's all about our people. And I'm always on our side. I don't care if it's a spitting contest. I want the black person to win. You ain't even got to ask me who I want to win when you see one of us competing with something. I'm going to say I want us to. Hey, I even cheered for Tiger Woods, even though he was a, what I would consider
Asian.
Right, right. Whatever he was, when he would be in those tournaments at these racist golf courses competing against all these old white dudes, I would be cheering for him because whether he knew it or not, he was a black man. I was
gonna say too, KB. I want to add though, he never said he had a problem with black people. By the way, I'm just saying, like, he never said no weird shit like I'm not black. He said I'm a Cumberland Asian, and I get it, and I didn't like that, but he never came out against black people. But I don't think he was
if you look like us and you got to try to take the time to explain to us that you got some kind of career.
That was weird. I didn't understand.
Anti-Negro. So when you do that to me, I hear what you say, but I know what you mean. You ain't got to say it too many times.
Yeah, because I was weird. I was like, okay, he never like called nobody like no hard ER like fuck these niggas. But I was like, what?
Black person
I ain't gonna lie. When he said Cumberland Asian, I was just like, I was thrown off by it, to be honest. But
we seen them big ass teeth, but once again, you see somebody who's always got a white woman or a white man on his side. Never us. Never seen that dude. As much as we big up them, you never seen him with no other black people except for his dad.
Yeah, and that's weird too. Like, I mean, what's the problem with black people type of shit, like whatever. But I was gonna say one thing though. I'm looking at some historical metrics, and you look at Francisca Hong and you look at Mandela Barnes. They both, except for June Party straw poll, Francesca looks to be placed at 2nd, and Mandela is placed at 6th. But when you do I guess they did I guess some type of forecasting, a general election matchup, they both lead Tom Tiffany. KB, I'm nervous about that. I don't believe that. I just know how Wisconsin is. I don't believe it, bro. I mean, do you believe it? I don't. I think Tom Tiffany can win.
A says Earl Henning needs prayer, bro. LOL.
Exactly.
Earl is an individual, y'all. Earl is an outlaw for real. Trust me. By association.
And it's funny too, though. Like some other shit with the voting shit. You know how people always say half the country voted for Trump, so half the country didn't vote for Trump. Half of the people that voted for Trump. The other half either didn't vote, mentally disabled, or everybody else like us. So that little lie they be doing, bro, I hate that shit too.
Shabaka said a lot of politicians are prostitutes. Okay. I Shabaka,
agree.
I ain't gonna argue with you on that. Mama Jenkins says, I'm with you, but I'm still pondering why DC is backing them corrupted, lying white woman. Did she know about the money before he endorsed her? I'm pretty sure she did, Mama Jenkins. I knew she had to know. I mean, wasn't an overnight thing. I'm hoping this is Ace Cooley said, I'm hoping he's not a Hakeem Jeffries ass nigga, man. Please check out the digital flyer I have on my like page of Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced. The artwork was done by, how you say that? Akshita? Okay. I did see it. I seen it, Shabaka. I've seen several of them, a couple different ones that you put up, because we are friends on Facebook. Y'all support Shabaka. Support Shabaka. Mama Jenkins said, I will ask him as soon as I see him at one of the forums. Sonia Thor said, some black people is not scared to speak up and speak out. I'm not. Hey, listen, I'm where I'm at right now, and I ain't saying that in a way like I'm elevated. I'm saying I've been discounted in some organizations because I wasn't scared to speak up for us. Trust me, I've never had a problem with letting it be known. A says, just don't send any vote to Tammy Baldwin, Ron Johnson, or Brian Stale. They're all AIPAC recipients. Okay.
But Tammy is not MAGA, and I don't like her, and I don't like the Democrats. We have to do anything that's anti-MAGA. Sorry. I agree with you on the other shit.
Now, just to make y'all laugh, and I should have had this video prepared. I didn't, so it's on me. But I know everybody see it. Did y'all see this white man in Yellowstone Park get flipped by this bison? Right? Like, this is some of the Now, first of all, thank God he didn't die. Maybe he was 70 years old. He's with his granddaughter, and they're at a safe distance, from what I'm told, taking photos of this bison. And I guess the bison just was having a day, right? Like maybe he had ate some bad grass or something, had the explosive diarrhea. He got to chasing this old white man, and the old white man was actually stepping pretty good to try to get away, but his ass got caught. Man, he flipped him up in the air about 15 feet. This shit is I know I should be sharing the video. I'm gonna make sure next week when we come back on Monday, I got that video so y'all can see it. This shit is hilarious, man. And from what I understood, the white man, the old dude didn't die. It wasn't one of them cases where we see white people love to run up on wild animals and be right up on them and shit. He was actually a safe distance away, but he just couldn't quite get away from that bison. Man, that bison turned his ass out. He threw him up in the air. I'm talking about, woo! I know that white man was glad to see the ground again because he was up high, man. I saw that shit. I started dying laughing. Sonia says she saw it. Sonia, it was hilarious, wasn't it? It was hilarious. If you've seen it, it is hilarious, man. So when we talk about DC Crowley, like and Mama Jenkins, I don't know, somebody asked earlier in the comments, did he know about the corruption before he endorsed her? I don't know that it would matter. I think once, and you'd have to tell me how this goes, because I've never been a member of a political party. Once they've told you what to do, you do what you're told. You don't sit around and say, well, hold on, what about, no, you let us.
That's all I be saying every week, bro. Yep.
Let us worry about that. You just do what we told you to do. And I don't want to, it's not DC's fault. I don't want to shit on him. I just think that it's very, very, very suspect that we got a brother who didn't support another brother. But then we got Dion, who's an outlaw, who's on the show saying he don't support Mandela. And there's a lot of black people in this city who say that, but a lot of them are saying that because of something they heard or something they suspect. A lot of them haven't taken the time to hear him or even have a conversation with him. And also, I think a lot of times when you are an articulate brother and you can speak pretty well, it kind of throws a lot of people off, because I think they feel like at that point, well, the white man must have told him what to say. Like, he talked like a white boy. Like, it's one of those things where one of your biggest oppositions you're going to face as a black person when it comes to a lot of things is another black person. Earl Henning said, what color is the bison? LOL. Well, he was brown and black. Shabaka said bison won. The bison lost his ass like a field goal kicker in football. If you haven't seen it, it is just amazing to see how high, and he's not a small guy. So to see how high he was, like, His legs were spread open, man. It looked like it is just an incredible piece of video, man. You got to see it. A says, hell yeah, I seen that. That shit was crazy. I was laughing my ass off when the bison tossed his ass. I got to ask for forgiveness for that one. I mean, I'm never happy because of someone else's misfortune, but damn, I mean, that shit was funny. She said, yes, make you laugh hard. I know I did. I'm a cheerleader for
You know
foolishness.
what though? I took it as white people thinking they got reign over everybody and got in that man's personal space, and he was gonna kill his ass.
He wasn't in his space though. He was far. Listen, here's the thing, and like I said, they recommended
He was close enough.
They recommend that you are 20 feet or greater away from these animals, right? When you go to Yellowstone, and he was, and all of a sudden, like you see people driving by, right? And so the bison was actually rolling around, and then I don't know if he was trying to cool off or what makes them get down. And you see a dog lay down and roll over in the grass or whatever. He was actually he was rolling around, and it's like he stood up and looked and said, yeah, I'm at your ass. And he just took off. He made a bead for him. Now the little girl got out the way, right? Like
that was a little boy. That was his grandson.
He got his grandkid out the way, and he was trying. Like he did what he was supposed to do. He didn't run in a straight line. He ran in a circle. He's like, yo, I'm gonna outmaneuver this dude. But the bison said, nah. nah. He caught up with him and tossed his ass in the air like a volleyball, man. That's just hacky sack, man. Carrie Walker says somebody just came to my door with a Republican politician in Tulsa. She said,
yes.
I put it under my throw rug so we can walk on it daily. I need a Democratic sign for my yard. I love pissing my neighbors off. He said this is Shabaka saying that the bison was black. Earl said the bison said kill the white people. Listen, these animals in Yellowstone, I'm pretty sure they get tired of people standing around gawking at them, taking pictures and shit and all this kind of stuff. So there's been a couple of different situations where animals and bison have charged. There was one where some people was in a car, and he charged the car like, get your ass up out of here. So
yeah, bison and gored a motherfucker to death and killed him. That ain't nothing new.
I think a lot of people just surprised, like it's still bison. I thought they killed them all off. Right? No, in Yellowstone,
bison and buffalo are two different things.
In Yellowstone, there's buffalo and bison in Yellowstone, right? Shabaka said,
ain't no more bison. I mean, ain't no more buffalo.
Let me see.
You got the Buffalo Bills.
Well, I seen somebody say that's what was funny because he had on a Dolphin shirt, a Miami Dolphin shirt, and the Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo, he got at him. So let me see. Says buffalo are not extinct in the wild, while the American bison, often referred to as buffalo, face near extinction due to overhunting and habitat loss in the 19th century. Conservation efforts have led to a significant recovery of their populations. Today, they are primarily found in protected areas and managed herds. It says, additionally, the European bison, or wisent, was also reintroduced after being extinct in the wild, and now exists in various reserves across Europe. Overall, both species of buffaloes are currently not considered extinct, although their populations are much smaller than in the past. Yeah, I would guess so, right? I would guess so.
Andrew Jackson hunted them motherfuckers so the natives won't have food. That's how dirty them motherfuckers is. They said, we gonna kill your primary source of food. That's just like if they stop cocaine coming in the United States. You know how many people will probably be hurting? Cocaine is an enterprise within itself, believe it or not.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
He said it was a white truck, LOL. Now I seen something else that caught me too that I thought was ridiculous, y'all. And this is the dead season for me for sports, and I keep saying this. I'm a football guy. I love the sport of football. It saved my life. I boycott the NFL for the most part, except for the Packers. But this is a dead time for me because there's no football. Basketball is done. Not really into baseball. But the WNBA has had a resurgence over the past 2 years. And a lot of people point directly to the arrival of Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. First of all, let me say I love Angel Reese. Like as a basketball player,
yeah.
I think her game has improved. I think she's taking
It's getting better.
I think she's taking the image of a WNBA player to another level because she's a beautiful young sister, and she's able to do so many different things away from basketball. I'm not always happy with the TikTok dancing and shit like that because I'm a brother who don't really like dance and lip sync videos. I can't stand lip sync videos and dance videos. But her game, and this year she was at 23 double-doubles so far this year. She's been balling. But now Caitlin Clark, who was predicted to be the next Larry Bird, the female Larry Bird coming out of college, she takes a lot of hard fouls, and there's a lot of people who says she flops a lot, right? I haven't really watched one of her games, but there's a politician. I can't remember where the politician is from. I think it was in Texas, where they're saying now they are trying to come up with some kind of legislation to protect Caitlin Clark because they're saying,
yeah, for real. Trump was talking about that shit.
And she's saying that they're saying that this is racial.
Protect her how though?
Well, I guess they want to see an increase in calls like flagrant fouls against her. And
you know what? That whole ass motherfucker is the same dude that tried to manipulate the World Cup. You know what, man? Let me not even go there. I just at a certain point, and anybody that is complicit with this nonsense needs to get called out, dude. If you had anybody else doing this stuff, Republican or Democrat, people would have more of a problem. The reason this shit works with Trump is because you got stupid ass people like the Spectacular Idiot, other people that support this nonsense at all levels. They are normalizing it because they want to get their agenda passed. So
I want to say, so it goes to show the climate, the climate.
This is stupidity, bro.
The racial climate here is worse off than it's been. And I know I'm old enough I go back, right? But at least the last 30 years, the racial climate, and it's been some pretty tense times. But this is what Trump has ushered in, and this is what he ushered in his first administration.
I hate that guy, man. I hate him so much.
What we were saying when he was running for president is that for some reason, Trump polarizes racist white people and racism. And so the racial climate, you look at what's going on with Nolan Wells, you look at what's going on with the disappearance of black kids, young black kids around the country. There's other young black males who've gone off with their white friends that have come up missing. And all
there
this
was
stuff.
One like 3 days ago, and I forgot where it was. I posted it.
Yeah,
not one word.
Racially, our country is man, it's a tipping point, man, and it's building up, and I just don't want to see it go crazy. Kerry Walker said, "Where the hell do oxtails come from if there's no such thing as an ox?" Laughing my ass off. They are so good. I always thought those were cow tails. So when people say oxtails, I always thought that was the tail of a cow, of a beef cow. So I think
tails are cow tails.
Right. Okay. So that's what I didn't think they were actual like bison. Sharita said, what about the Yankees concert? Yeah, we talked about that the other day. I'm not feeling hip hop right now. I'm sorry to say it. I love rap music and I love hip hop. But where's the music at? Where is the music? The summertime is usually
the time drop.
When all of the dopest music drops. Like where?
No, it's dead, baby.
So stagnant right now. Dion, I'm getting a crazy echo from you too, Dion. I don't know if that.
I don't know how. Hey, what I was about to say. Damn, you threw me off with that one right there.
Well, just hold on till I finish the chat. A says.
Oh, I know what I was about to say. What about what y'all think about Lindsey Graham's sister? They just gave his position to her. Just like, here, you can inherit it, bitch.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome because they keep showing you who the fuck they are. Yeah, that's awesome. It's ridiculous.
You're correct. The Bayou Barbie is what they call her. He says she'd be making it happen. I need for her to get a championship to shut all her haters up, though. That's what I need for her to do. I know a lot of us would, when she did the Victoria's Secret thing, that got a lot of people loving Angel. They got a lot of men saying, hey, man, the WNBA ain't that bad after all. Because for a while, they were struggling. They were struggling. They're gonna have to give her some.
They've been in the red every year, bro. Like the thing with Caitlin Clark, I have a problem with this shit. So many they turned the shit like to a whole thing, and then they started going after Caitlin Clark because when they was trying to get her to side with Trump, I don't know if y'all remember that, she was like, hell no. But then people forgot it, and now they be like, oh, Caitlin Clark is this way and that way. She don't like none of that shit, dog. She be getting her calls, and they was like, oh, she be flopping. Yeah. You're supposed to try to get an advantage. So does LeBron James. So I'm not understanding a lot of this shit. Like, I'd be like, dude, she's not the problem. Don't let the climate dictate how you feel about a certain player. Because Caitlin actually don't have no problem with people. You know what I'm saying? I've been watching her for a while because I was like, I want to see if she's a MAGA trigger. She don't support it. And she done publicly says she don't support it. And partly it's because of business. She ain't dumb. You know what I'm saying? She knows that more people are just kind of in the middle. But the thing is, though, at least she hasn't said anything publicly. And she has actually denounced the MAGA shit. So just to keep that in perspective.
I think it's important for people to understand sports psychology in that anytime you go from a college player who's highly heralded with a lot of accolades to a professional league.
Yeah, I like her a lot, actually.
Pros, this is the kind of shit you're gonna get. If you could mic up NBA or NFL players and monitor them when they play against a highly touted rookie, you would hear and see some shit that'll probably make your stomach turn. Because they're not gonna be upstage by some young buck coming through when they done put their time in on the pro rank. So she does take some. Sometimes I see like I done seen some her getting kicked in the face and people.
Yeah, I actually did a whole video. I did a whole video on that where what's her name from the Mercury kind of like elbowed her in the face, and Caitlin didn't complain or nothing. You know what I'm saying? She was just whatever. Like I'm like, okay.
One thing is for sure, they have reinvigorated the WNBA, and it was a much needed kick in the pants. And there's a lot of sisters now who are exposing or bringing their femininity to the front, so it just won't be such a. Because I think for a lot of the times we looked at the WNBA as kind of like a lesbian-driven league, and so I think the fact that a lot of them come out now and I don't know if they're femme lesbians or what, but you see some pretty ladies and you say, okay, I want to watch.
Look at that chick, Sky Diggler. Woo.
That's how men are, right? So, I mean, it's just like a lot of women watch football for the men to see them in the pants, right? Like I've heard so many women say, oh, I love watching football with their tight pants on. So men are the same way. They want to see some pretty. If it's women involved, they want to see some beauty. They want to see some femininity. So shout out to them, too, for bringing it back. Shabaka said the white man put a bounty on buffaloes as his ass expanded west during the 1800s to hurt Native Americans' economy. Yeah, and a food source, right? Kerry Walker said Caitlin just need to shut the fuck up. I don't know what she said. I don't know if she talking shit on the court, but she showed taking elbows and forearm shivers and all stuff.
Hey, all I gotta say, KB, is everybody look up Skylar Diggins Smith now because she got married, but Skylar Diggins. That's all I gotta say.
Where's the one lady who we don't know we still don't know, and she took her shirt off and she looked like a straight dude.
Brittany Griner.
Where's she at? Is she still hooping? I never hear her.
Yeah, she still playing, man. She like 6'9", 6'8", just every bit of 6'9", 6'8", chilling.
I never hear her name ananymore. I don't hear anybody.
No, because it dissipated. Like once she got caught overseas and all that other dumb shit, she kind of whatever. She's smart because when she got caught with that weed pen, people go out of town. They forget, like, dog, just because of you. And this is what I feel about MAGA people. They think that the way that they think is how everyone else thinks, and that's not the case. You go to other places, you can get executed for marijuana. You know what I mean? I know it sounds dumb to us, but no, we're not going to all agree with you. So Brittany Griner, I had a problem with. I think her name was Brittany
like Griner. At one point, she spent more time talking about, I want my son to call me Pops and all this.
Oh God, don't start.
It's really more about her lesbianism than basketball. I just haven't seen stat lines from her. When I watch the highlights, you don't really see it. And Brittany Griner, and maybe it's just because I don't keep up with it enough. So that might be it too. Mama Jenkins says, where can people go to hear Mandela? When we hear about a forum, it's always the day of the event. She said DC name is still number one on the ballot. Number one on the ballot. we're going to fuck right around and lose this election. People are so confused and misled. It's your her opinion only. She said it's her opinion only. Earl Henning said his wife and kids. Earl, I don't know what you're talking about right there, brother. Shabaka said Los Angeles is preparing for the Olympics in 2028. Be careful if you're there. The LAPD dogs will be in full force and aggressive. And he said, fuck Lindsey Graham. Okay. Wow. That don't surprise me. You say that. We talked about Lindsey Graham and his contribution to this thing. Earl Henning said basketball is a game. Yeah, it is, Earl. You're right. Shabaka said LeBron James is retiring after this season. He said Caitlyn is a white hope. Kerry Walker Jones said Brittany Griner is a man. Is she? I don't know. Ernest says for them to be talking that supremacy shit, they do a whole lot of crying. They can't beat us at anything unless they have the advantage. Mariah, how you doing? Mariah Johnson is my cousin here. How you doing, sister? How you doing? How you doing, family? Good to see you with us tonight. It's Outlaw Radio on a Wednesday evening, man. Summer blues, man. It's been a summer of losses, man. I opened the show talking about this. I know several brothers in my age range who've passed away from my neighborhood, who I grew up with, that have passed away this summer. This whole year, 2026, has been rough, man. But just in this last week, man, I lost 3 brothers that I knew. My brother Christy Walden, my brother Bo from 4100, like I stated earlier, and then we seen Wink from Atkinson. If you've been on Atkinson, you know or you are familiar with Wink. And it's been so much conversation about Wink and people expressing how much they love Wink. It's crazy how much people love you when you gone. I just, he was such a figure. People knew him. When you'd see him in the neighborhood, he was immobile. He wasn't really mobile, and he was obviously suffering from something. And people all just knew him. They just knew Wink. So there's a lot on Facebook about Wink. I'm just surprised at all the people who are saying, hey, Wink, gonna miss you, loved you, and all this kind of stuff. I'm like, I never knew that many people knew him. But I did just add another caller. Let me see if we can hear him. Orlando, are you with us? Orlando, are you with us? Orlando, hit us back. I tried to add you. I don't know why I didn't add you. Hit me back. I'm taking calls. But it's Outlaw Radio, man. The number is 262-202-5131. You got a chat room popping. We talking about some of everything tonight. Let me see if I can bring this caller in. I'm thinking I got my phone issue taken care of. Orlando, turn your device down. Orlando,
can you hear me now?
I can hear you, but you got to turn your device down. You can't have your device up in the background.
That shit, wow.
All right. We cut it down some.
Let me know if y'all can't hear Orlando. Orlando, what's on your mind, man?
Oh, man, just taking it all in, listen to the show, listen to the bottom dweller, do bottom real stuff and talk slick, but ain't nothing new, man. Watching the political fallout of David Crowley, I think it's unfortunate to see so many people who hate Mandela Barnes. And for all the pro-blackly blacks, you can never tell me that I ain't black or what I do ain't black. If you all have a chance right now to vote for Mandela, and all I hear is Mandela hate. It's crazy. But we're going to turn around and say, go vote for the white woman.
This nigga going to vote for Tom Tiffany, though, KB. This is the shit I'm talking about.
Hold on, man. I'm talking right now.
Man, go ahead, bitch ass nigga.
It's amazing to me, head to the back bump, that people are really actually trying to say Mandela ain't qualified. He ain't been doing this. He ain't did that. I'm like, that's crazy. But nonetheless,
we agree that he is. He definitely is.
They hear these individuals crying their fear. It brings me great joy. So I'm loving it. I got the popcorn out.
Okay.
That's because he want Tiffany to win. You see the dumb shit I be talking about, bro? He calling like boom, 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 and they not voting for Mandela Barnes, but his sellout ass is gonna fucking vote for fucking Tom Tiffany. That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, dude, that shit's so disingenuous. Get the fuck off the line, dude. Bitch ass dude.
Hey, bum. Let's keep your mouth out of your own ass for a minute.
Nigga, come make me, con man.
I'm
sellout ass nigga.
Watching the political fallout of it.
I'm just watching the political fallout of it.
He's a hurt dude. He's a hurt dude. He's a hurt little man.
Ass nigga.
I hear the inner.
He's an inner quit stuttering, bitch. Get what you got to say out.
It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy.
It's crazy.
The Democratic Party supposedly love blacks so much. Force DC out. Then they tell you don't pick Mandela. They got DC at the helm running the play, and everybody sitting back. Well, no, Mandela.
Well, he gonna vote for Tiffany. What are you talking about, Orlando?
Bottom dweller.
Whatever, bitch. But you voting for Tiffany?
Yeah, let's let him talk. Let him talk, Ian.
Stay in your place.
I'll let him talk.
No, you ain't but a fanboy. Get back in place.
Keep talking, bitch. Go ahead.
So to speak. Anyway, bomb. It's just crazy from the political fallout of it. It's not about who I'm voting for. I'm quite certain everybody knows who I'm voting for, but it's crazy how the so-called Black coalition and the Brown coalition.
This nigga sell out.
Where is it at? Where is it at? Again, for these cats who want to say they so blackly black, they got mixed kids. They so black, they got Hispanics and white girls in their life. Anyway. That's my thing about it. You
got Hispanics and white girls in his life. Oh. Will the black vote show up for the general election if Mandela don't come through? Will the black vote show up for whomever else? That's the question for you, KB.
I would personally hope that this is something that registers on our radar is important. I think right now with the state of our country and the state of our leadership, I don't think this is a good time for black people to sit no election out, right? Like, and I know a lot of us are like disillusioned with the whole political process in the country. Yeah. I get that. And I know a lot of us just, we discount politicians every day because we feel like they're never going to be honest or true, which I understand. I totally do. But I don't think this is the time for us to sit out of any elections. I think even with gubernatorial, and I know there's a lot of hopelessness when it comes to running for governor for a black person in the state of Wisconsin because the state is 86% white. And I said this many a times. I believe a gubernatorial election in Wisconsin will always be decided by northern Wisconsin. And when it comes to northern Wisconsin, it's a place where you're not going to see a whole bunch of us unless we're number one in a penitentiary somewhere or number two going to school somewhere up there. Right? Or for some reason, somehow you got a job somewhere up there and I don't know what the hell you'd be doing. But this is such a white state. But I think all of this disenfranchised treatment of us gives us an opportunity to exercise the power that we do have. And that's why I say it's important for us to get on code. It's important for us to establish solidarity and really have the difficult conversations that need to be had. And so, like, you got black people who want to overthink things and they want to be insightful and they will look at Mandela and say, I'm not voting for him. But your options are a white woman who has been in Madison as the lieutenant governor, who is married to a Latino, a Hmong, who is, I believe, an Asian derivative. And we know right now that the Asians have no love for us. This is part of what we've been encountering this year. And I know she's with this whole new trend of this democratic socialism, and everybody was looking at New York and saying, hey, I'd like to do what they're doing in New York. Well, we're not New York. I don't think New York is as agricultural as Wisconsin. I don't think when you start talking about Hicks and rednecks, I don't know that they have the population of Hicks and rednecks. Shout out to you if you're in northern Wisconsin right now with a piece of hay in your mouth. I don't know that they have the same kind of red hickness that we have. So, a redneckness, I should say. So I think this is a time for black people to really, really consolidate, man. We need to consolidate our resources and really start to achieve some sort of solidarity. And I know it's tough because it's black people I wouldn't necessarily be, privileged. Like, I wouldn't necessarily be excited about working with. There's some black people here in Milwaukee that I'd be like, because I don't agree with everything they say or how they move. But just in the spirit of being a black man, I'm willing and open to work with damn near anybody at this point because I want us to consolidate, man. It's very important for us to understand what we are up against. I just talked about the racial climate in this country. And we look at over the past few years what the Republican Party, what this administration has tried to do, even in terms of our history. When you start to see them taking our historical figures and trying to subtract our stories from American history, trying to take us out the books, this is a very, very passive aggressive approach that can really be detrimental moving forward for us. They haven't tried to strip anybody and I think even as strong as the solidarity is for Latino people and Asian people, they haven't tried to take that from them ever. They've always made it a very big priority to do that for us. The last thing they want to see is black people united. They do not want to see us working together, existing with each other, working with each other to remedy our issues. They don't want to see that. That's why it's important for us to do that. And that's why I say, hey, I'm not the biggest Mandela fan in the world.
No.
I understand what it's like to be a black man at a job where it's all white people and you the only one up in them rooms, getting into those rooms to speak up, to possibly speak up for us. Now, I think Mandela can help himself by coming up with some sort of agenda for us.
That would be cool.
This is the problem I have with most black politicians. They are too scared to come up with a black agenda. It's much needed and it's past overdue because you don't even have to make it nothing crazy like we're going to make Black People Day every Wednesday. You can just start working on the public school system. You can start working on the neighborhood. You can start working on law enforcement reform. There's a bunch of different things that black people need done in this country that you can say, I'm going to add this to a black agenda and I'm going to move forward with it. But you got a lot of them that are too scared to do it.
And it's funny that you were saying that because when I went to projectmovetheneedle.com, I looked for that and I couldn't find no policies with that hoe ass nigga Orlando that's still on the line, I think. And it's funny because he's talking about who people should vote for and he say all this dumb shit, but he gonna vote for a motherfucker that supports the removal of our shit from American history. So what's worse? I'm gonna ask the audience, me, who's not racist, whose first wife was black, who was married to a Latino woman, who actually was also married to a white woman, right? So me, I'm not prejudiced at all in any capacity, or a motherfucker that supports a motherfucking known associate of pedophiles. This nigga's delusional. And he talks all of this nonsensical garbage, but at the end of the day, he gonna vote for the white dude that don't give a fuck about our community.
I don't know.
Orlando KB is like the Judas was the Jesus. They here to confuse shit, bro. It's mind blowing how dude be trying to fucking do that shit.
I never heard him say you was married to a white woman. I never heard him say that.
Well, he always talk about that. He always got a white or a Latina around him. I'm like, dude, I'm not prejudiced. I think racism is the lowest form of fucking intellect you can have. I'm cool with everybody, but I love my people. Anyway, you see how you doing it? Anyway, hold on, who you voting for, house nigga?
Whoa. Let's not talk over each other. We don't want.
Who you voting for, Orlando? Who you voting for? Tell everybody you supporting the dude that hate black people. That wanted to remove Juneteenth.
When I look at policy, and
you ain't looking at policy, hoe ass nigga. You voting for a racist.
Look at this bum.
We gotta stop talking over each other.
Get the emotion out yourself.
Ain't nobody being emotional. Who you voting for?
Man up.
Who you voting for, sir?
Always, I'm a policy guy. And when you
who are you voting for, Orlando? Just say his name. Who you voting for? Then we can look him up and we can go ahead and fact check. Who you voting for?
Hold on, look. Let me read my chat room because once again, one thing that I cannot stand when we talk over each other because nobody gets.
Oh, my fault, KB. I'm kind of animated on his fool ass.
Just clear the whole panel of everything. It made me want to just hit in the show, right? and I've done that in the past. If you listen years ago, I have. Crazy before where everybody was so wild. I just ended the show like mid-show. I just hit in and cut the whole shit off and just like, you know what? We ain't went. So, but let me read the chat room. Carrie Walker said she can hear loud and clear. I'm glad you all can hear. Shabaka said, by the way, did anyone mention Jack Johnson beating the shit out of the Great White Hope on the 4th of July in 1910 in Reno, Nevada? Nevada. Nobody brought that up, Shabaka, except for you, right? Okay.
I like that, Shabaka.
Earl Henny said Donald Trump and his kids are not for America. Shabaka said you are right; they are for themselves. Let me go down. I got more in the chat room. I'm loving the chat room tonight. I always appreciate my chat room. Carrie Walker, she's laughing as usual. She said messy ass Wednesday. No, it's just these two. It ain't because they get spicy with each other. It's not.
Yeah, we do.
Messy Wednesday is when everybody's going at it. Like when I didn't have times when I can like, God damn, everybody's
Monday
mad.
be worse though, KB.
Brendan Hughes said messy Wednesday. Brendan Hayes said messy Wednesday. No, we're gonna have to come up with a different name for Wednesday because messy Monday.
Warpath Wednesday.
Earl said Donald Trump and his friend Orlando is not for America. Okay, Sharita, thank you for the TMI tonight. She said, "Y'all, I gotta pee." Okay, well that's what's up. Okay, that's what's up. Take your phone with you to the bathroom.
He voting for Tiffany over there though.
Tony Torres, she's laughing. Carrie Walker said, "I side eye any Republican nowadays, considering the things that the administration are doing. Why do racists and child molesters cling so tightly to this administration?"
Exactly.
Shabaka said, "Damn good question." He said, "It's essential that we consolidate." He said, "We still got to keep the heat up for the reparations." Kerry Walker Jones says there is no policy that does not include the theft of taxpayers' money. Okay, and Sonia Thor says, "Did he vote for Trump? And Trump want every black person hung from a tree." That's we voted for Trump. That's
KB. I got people sending me messages on my private phone that's watching the show. They said this house nigga getting mad every time I ask him who he voting for. They said, how can he say that he's a black man? Hold on. How can you say you a black man and you're voting for Tom Tiffany who supports Trump?
Well, the one thing that you should tell them is, in order for them to get an answer for that, we got to hear him out. We got to let him answer the question.
You're absolutely right. I'm gonna text him right now and actually say that.
So I'm gonna give Orlando a chance to answer his question. Come on, Orlando.
Go ahead, house nigga talk.
So a fanboy can keep his female emotions under control, but he has no ego control. Put him in his pocket. So mind your business. Grown men are talking right now.
Go ahead, bitch. Go ahead, talk.
I'm always policy.
Go ahead, bitch. Talk. I'm good.
Keep your man on. Keep the
dog. Go ahead,
bitch.
Keep talking.
You gotta control.
You see how that work, KB? Every time you try to be disrespectful, I disrespect him right back.
I know, but just let him talk. We just got to let him talk. We're not getting
I'll let that bitch talk. Go ahead and talk, bitch.
Whole ass. Anyway,
whole ass nigga talk.
I look at policy. So I look at policy all the time. I don't like every policy that Republicans make. I like a lot of it. I don't like much of anything that liberals have to do with policy making. And I like a lot of things that help black people move forward. I'm a business guy myself. Black school educated. Saw it up, grew in the hood myself. So when I hear people talking about you voted for the white man, you all voted for a white party that supposedly loves you all. And had no deliverables, no reparations, no black plans, but yet and still, it's like, well, we got to vote for the Democrat all the time, no matter what. And so somebody who's a bottom dweller who's mad because he got booted out because he wasn't received because his ideas.
Didn't nobody get booted, bitch, but keep talking.
It's kind of rich. And so I look at the politics. I also look at the things I've seen from the first step that brothers getting released from prison. I like the idea of pushing for school choice. I like the idea of my gun rights being protected and my religious rights being protected. So I look at policy. If we're going to be people over policy, then, or policy over party, I'm cool with that. We can debate policy all day. You say, well, why did this happen? I may have an answer for you or not. I don't know. But I do know this. I'm 90% more on the right than on the left. And I question again, my question was, where are black Democrats and blacks who don't vote for Republicans no matter what they going to do when Mandela don't make it through because y'all going to support, and now here you go, I'm black, you so black, y'all going to support a white woman who's married to a Hispanic, who let the brother come out on stage and knew her house wasn't in order with her money. Y'all going to vote for the white woman. Or the Hmong woman who, to my knowledge, don't even have a college degree herself. Or the plug white dude, Joe Brennan. That's what y'all going to do, but y'all so black, but you want to attack me? Stop it,
Who
man.
you voting for, Steven? What's dude name from Django? Who we voting for? Who you voting for, though? Silence.
My vote is my vote. My vote is my vote, I'm voting for Tiffany. I'm voting for Tom Tiffany all day. All day. All day. And on Sunday.
So okay, Orlando, here's the deal. And I'm speaking purely from a perspective of validity. And I think this is the point that Ian is saying is you are basically castigating Black Democrats for not voting for Mandela Barnes, who is a Black man, but your vote is going to go for a white MAGA supporter.
So here's my report.
Who also was one of the only individuals who voted against Juneteenth Day, and several other things. You know, he's one of those individuals who's shown that he's on MAGA side when it comes to us. So people would say, well, why would you say, what gives you the right to say anything else about who we vote for, Black or white, when you voting for a MAGA trumpet player? So I think that's the question people would be asking in the background.
So here's my
phone blowing up, KB. I got one person that said, "Oh my God, this dude supports pedophiles and rapists."
What you doing? This dude is a bum. Kev, you got it. This again. My response is this.
Oh
I like probably 95% of the Trump policy. You call me Trump or whatever you want to call me, Republican, whatever. I like 95% of what he's doing. I like what he's doing on the border. I like what he's doing right now to try to drive down oil forever for our country. So I like these policies. We can debate on the whole idea of Juneteenth. We can debate that. I don't know his whole backstory behind why he didn't vote for Juneteenth. I don't know what it is for. But again, I can tell you, I like more of this policy than what I see on the other side, who still want to sit back and tell me it's cool for, kids to have failing schools in Milwaukee. That's cool for the crime to be what it is. It's cool that Black men are so unemployed. And that's a party that Black folk, 95%, give they vote all the time, and nobody's held accountable. So that's what I'm saying. So you can say, well, why are you criticizing us? Because us ain't getting nothing. What are you doing? What are you getting for your vote? You got Kamala Harris coming out now saying, well, our vote should be transactional versus just getting line, and you gotta beat Trump. So now she's changing her and Joy Reid changing their tune, like our vote should be transactional. We should get something for our vote. Well, duh. Every person who has a brain should always get something for your vote. What are you getting for your vote? What policies do you want to see get done? Will that person execute those policies, or just talk, or
KB? My researcher actually sent me a whole bunch of stuff, and when Orlando is done talking, I just want to read some of it. Dog, you are beyond a fucking sellout. This dude has done so much in regard to the Philadelphia controversy, where he's trying to remove our history there, the broader actions of his policies, the national parks, the diversity initiatives, restoring Confederate monuments. Why would you support a motherfucker that supports that? So I don't do this. Is mind blowing. This is shit I didn't even know. My researcher just sent this to me.
That's what he said. This is what he said. This is the way I heard it.
Okay.
He's willing to put race to the side and say, policy wise, he supports Trump's policy on the border. He supports some of his education policies. He's saying what he looks at is the policies that Trump delivers and doesn't look at the racial connotation.
It don't help us though. It don't help us though.
I'm because see once again you use some buses. I look at, if you can help an individual household, you help a group of people. So again, if a policy help my household, they help your household. I look at the tax cut. I like the tax cut. I like the whole idea of DEI. We want to push so much. DEI help more white women than black folks. But we running out here trying to jump in the street for it. Like, stop it. Let's be clear. And all this stuff about let's vote against Mandela. I'm just amazed by it. So you can take my commentary for what it is. I'm just amazed to see the whole black and be black movement, and we got to get the Republicans out of the office. The Tom Tiffany's the race.
Hey Jay, send me some more shit. Dude, still talking.
So you can't get behind Mandela Barnes, but y'all so in tune with the white man. Y'all the ones bootlicking right now because you gonna sit back and vote for the white woman.
No,
let me go.
nah, that's not the case, dog.
Go to my chat room. Hold on. Let me go to my chat room. Earl
It's
Henning
building.
he says, white man in black, Orlando. Tony Thor said, really, really, you like Trump? He don't like you, black man. Shabaka says, he says we need to start reinvesting in ourselves for real. I'm with you, Shabaka, on that. I'm telling you about consolidation is everything for me. Kerry Walker Jones said Democrats don't have a black plan or agenda, but they also lead the poor with some kind of balance. They aren't filling their greedy pockets to the point of bankrupting the country. They are not promoting racial divide and hate to deflect from their theft of this country's money. Shabaka St. Cour says, what's up with that sack of shit, Mitch McConnell?
Exactly.
Mama Jenkins said Orlando versus Ian Thursday night event.
It's Wednesday, Mama Jenkins.
They get spicy with each other on Outlaw Radio. I just say this. The issue that I have with anything, and I'm just, once again, I'm a nonpartisan person, but the issue that I'm having at this point is with Democrats is that, you know, I do feel like there's a marked movement amongst Democrats to go and try and kiss up to Latinos because they see that our support for them as people has waned. Black people are now questioning your movement. So when we see two brothers in a gubernatorial race in a state like Wisconsin, and we know that this came from upstairs, that they told the brother David to drop out. But then when you see, and to me, what they should have done is encourage him. Now, it may have been personal. I don't know. I haven't spoken with his brother about it.
It probably was, KB.
But they should have encouraged him to endorse Mandela, just to say, hey, let's consolidate black voters. Let's get black voters out to the polls. You know how you get black voters out to the polls? You have black candidates. And so
exactly.
For me, it just goes to show black people that they are not as pro-black as a lot of y'all think they are. Okay. And this is why I say I'm not either or, because I think they're birds of the same feather. I think as much as you can point to Republicans and say they're racist, you can point to Democrats and say they're racist as well. Now, in terms of policy and procedure, there are some differences. And I would have to agree with Kerry that when we talk about these tax cuts with Trump and the Republicans, poor people, wealthy people should not be getting tax cuts and the expenses being placed on the backs of poor people. Hey. It should be, if you get more money, if you are wealthier, you should be paying more taxes. You should be shouldering the load for the people who don't have. If you don't like it, then that's on you. Then give away your money. But I think it's the duty of people who have to support people who don't have. I've always looked at it like that.
KB, so, I got a quick question.
No matter what racial, no matter what political party you are a member of, I think people who make more money, who are wealthier, should pay more taxes, and people who are poor should get all of the tax breaks so that they can try and save some money to invest to improve their standing. Go ahead, Ian.
I got a question for you. So because we know how Democrat and Republican operatives are, how they are, because they're paid by the party, like Orlando, do you think that he's supporting Mandela right now because he thinks that Mandela could lose to Tiffany? Or do you think that he's being genuine? Because I'm not sure. You know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, he does the Joseph Project and all that other shit. So, like, that's one of the reasons I liked Orlando at one point. And Ron Johnson. But now you got Ron Johnson who's going to replace Lindsey Graham. But we can't trust these people because they support a pedophile.
I thought they said they gave it to his sister, though.
No, they gave it to his sister, but apparently he's replacing him in some capacity. That's everything.
I know. I seen that he was trying. No, I think what Orlando's point is, this is kind of like a teachable moment for him to say to black Democrats, y'all can't say shit to me about being Republican or supporting white candidates when y'all don't support black Democrats yourselves. Y'all rather support a white woman or Asian woman over another brother.
Over a brother. Yeah.
Y'all can't say shit to me about being a sellout or a buck dancer or whatever.
And that's actually fair.
Y'all don't support the black people in your party. So, you know, Mama Sharita says,
hey, but you know what though?
Hold on, Dion.
Because I've been listening to y'all.
Give me a second, Dion. Sharita said I will vote for Barnes. Mama Jenkins said I'm gonna vote for color. There we go, Mama Jenkins. I like that. Walker said later for the Latinos, they hate us in Los Angeles. Kerry Walker said, Orlando, you're supporting an administration that wants nothing more than your black ass back in the fields. So everything you just mentioned he is doing monetarily, do you think that if they are able to do things like get rid of the 14th Amendment, they're going to forget that you are black? Okay.
Oh, goddamn, Kerry. Goddamn.
I mean, you're dealing with the Outlaw family here now. So
Yeah, she ain't. That's a real comment though. All jokes aside.
Shabaka said you're right about that, cuz Kev. I'm sorry. Sharita has love. She said love. Ace Cooley says if corporate America it's corporate America that's doing it. Reason being that they don't want to pay all these six-figure salaries anymore. They can hire an immigrant at even a quarter of what they were paying the initial party. And then Shabaka says, by the way, fuck Elon Musk. He's a boer. Dutch.
Oh, they're gonna bring him up on charges, KB. Did you hear about that?
Hold on, not yet.
Oh, okay, I'll tell you in a second.
Black man will never win white Wisconsin. Ace Cooley said they're going to lie to the immigrants and tell them that we are lazy and don't want to do the work. My problem is, why would you listen to the very same people who colonized your country?
Thank you.
All right, Dion, I was trying to finish up that chat room. Hold on, I got one more. Ace says, Shanahan, the Hispanics have been pushing black people out of their jobs. Okay. Dion, go ahead. Floor is yours.
Oh yeah, I was just sitting back listening, and the thing about what we have, I hear all the finger pointing things like that. I'm gonna ride more with you guys on the thing, but what Trump has did, he has destable or he did something to us as black people as a conglomerate where politicians they act like they don't need our vote, don't want our vote, don't give a fuck about us. They are not going to pander to us. He went in and did all those executive orders with DEI and all the other shit that he did. So it's basically like he weakened our political stronghold on anything where people, that's why when you hear about a Francesca Hung or somebody else, they're more like socialists and they're more like socialists than anything or on the traditional Democratic Party. Me, myself, personally, like I said, as far as with Mandela, I just look at him, it's just like somebody, like I told you, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, for one, regardless of whatever, I feel like he should have waited his turn. Like, you can sit up there and say blah, 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 but he was going to inherit it anyway. You know what I'm saying? He was going to inherit it, For two, everything that he has tried to do, just keep on running for different offices. This is like you working at a company and you just keep on applying for different jobs. You know what I'm saying? Now, to other people, that might not speak volume, but to me, that speaks volume. Because stay in one job, do what you're supposed to do, make a name in this position where you have notoriety. Besides being the lieutenant governor once upon a time, he really has no notoriety besides that. Even with the city of Milwaukee, did he sit on the common council? He did something I can't remember. Or he
was a state
but
rep.
He had no. Okay, he passed no legislation. You feel what I'm saying? He ain't got nothing. No, he put no legislation forward that was passed. That is John Hancock behind it. Boom, from that. You know what I'm saying? So that to me says a lot too. And then, like I said, maybe I'm kind of biased on other news networks and people that I hear talk about them. You know what I'm saying? Like, but they do be pointing out legitimate things, like him not never coming to A60. Come on, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, white people ain't gonna get you across the threshold. Not in the city of Milwaukee. Now you might get over. Then you got to think, Wisconsin is pretty much of a rural state. You understand what I'm saying? Milwaukee County has more, Milwaukee County, not the city, because a lot of people, they I don't know if they know, like the difference, but the city of Milwaukee, we got 600,000 people, but Milwaukee County is got 1 million people. The state of Wisconsin only got 5 million people. It is not even that many.
You know, the city of Chicago damn they got more people than the whole state of Wisconsin is pretty much a green state. You feel what I'm saying? So when you have that type going on, and don't think you can win the gubernatorial race without our help. You understand? And then if you want, even if you don't win, you still want to show your people that you have some interest in them and their objectives. But like I said, with Trump going to office and doing all that anti-black shit, he turned a lot of people away from wanting to pander, and they not doing it. You understand what I'm saying? So I can understand they going for the Hispanic vote, you know, which I don't know why.
Well, hold on. So wait, Dion, hold on, because you've been on you've been just going right, and I think it's funny that you because you could tell me like you could say blah 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 because that was the equivalent of what you said. Basically, what I was saying was blah blah blah. But I've been once again, I've been in a job where I've applied because I'm the goal at the end of the day, and I'm encouraging anybody out there who's listening. Your goal should be to come up, to empower yourself, to improve your position and your standing. I don't care where you work at, right? So you apply for positions, you don't get it, you keep applying, or you go to another place. Now, you yourself have switched jobs several times because you want to improve your standing, you want to improve your position. So it's all about coming up. So when you say stuff like, yeah, you could go ahead and say blah, 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 Kevin, it's like you being dismissive of the notion that what's wrong with trying to come up? What's wrong with trying to advance ourselves? Like, and as far as legislation goes, what has Martinez, what's her name? The lieutenant governor. What's her name? Gonzalez, what is Martinez, whatever it is. What has she signed off on? You talking about Mandela ain't done nothing, and you don't really know what he signed off on as a state rep because you'd have to go back and look at his entire record. It is public information. But you saying that, but you don't really know what he's been, what he's endorsed in terms of legislation. Now, once again, I'm not going to argue about the argument because you got the right to vote for whoever you want to.
For sure.
But I think, and two, with 860 saying, hey, well, come to us, come to us, come to us. I just want them to know they are not the gatekeepers.
No.
Because you have, and if I'm Mandela, I've said this many times before, and I said this from knowledge. They have mistreated him in the past, especially
they really have, KB.
When he ran against Lena Taylor, and I know this because that's how I got to interview him.
Yeah.
Because the so-called black platforms here would not allow him to even speak, and I gave him a forum. Now it was limited because I was just starting. I didn't have the audience that I have now.
Right.
But it was still the interviews that we did were well received by people because they were like, yo, it's good to at least be able to hear what he got to say. Now he might still be holding that. So they can't jump up now and say, well, you come talk to us if you want to win.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's a bunch of different holes in what you're saying. I just think it's funny that everything against them you're saying is blah blah blah. Like when I'm speaking for him against what they say, in spite of what they say, you saying, well, you can say blah 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 blah. And I'm just like, that means you ain't trying to hear what I'm saying. Don't mean shit to you. What I'm saying.
Hey, KB, can I add something? Can I add something real quick? This is where I want people paying attention to the platform that you're the architect of. I want people to understand what people like Orlando, who are like the Judas word of Jesus, put here to confuse things. This is what this man actually supports. Elon Musk has been brought up with the Wisconsin Elections Commission, and it has been found probable that he has violated multiple state election bribery laws. There's a bipartisan panel that voted 5-1 to refer 2 voter complaints against Musk to Brown County, and the district attorney's office is aware for the potential criminal prosecution. And let me go into detail a little bit for people that don't understand this. This is something because Trump throws so much stuff at the wall that people forget. There was an election for the Supreme Court in 2025. He offered fucking checks and money to people. And I'm going to read exactly how it is on Google. This isn't like what the fucking idiot Orlando says when he just throws stuff out there. This is actually on the internet. This says the nature of the legal findings. The case centers around cash payouts of Elon Musk and his America PAC, orchestrated during the 2025 Wisconsin Supreme Court race. He heavily financed it. He did social media posts. In addition to doing that, he deleted posts when he was doing things before, but he ultimately distributed three $1 million checks to state residents. Now, one other thing before I go ahead and hang it up, KB. There is a case going on right now in New Mexico where Trump's administration, dating back to 2019, where his DOJ got a tip that two dead bodies were buried outside of one of Epstein's properties that they covered up. That has actually resurfaced. And since it resurfaced, Todd Blanche, who is replacing what's her name? Blondie. I can't remember her first name, but replacing attorney Blondie, Bondi, but Pam Bondi. They're replacing. Yeah, I call her Blondie because she's a fucking idiot. But the thing is, though, now you got that, and Blanche is replacing her. But these this fucking accusation was never looked into. And they like to say, well, Biden knew about all this and he whatever. When Biden was in office, and I'm not a Democrat, I don't like Biden. I can shit on him, and I did for years, by the way. But the thing is, though, when there's an active investigation, you can't talk about victims and things like that. So long story short, the reason I was bringing that up, this is what people like Orlando support. He said something about tax breaks and something else. We're talking about people getting killed. In addition to people getting killed, you have an adjudicated rapist. You have a guy that's been convicted of 34 felonies. And then you still have people like Orlando. And I explained everything in regard to our people and our contributions to America being stripped away in regard to the Smithsonian and other things. And this house nigga still supports it, talking about his tax breaks. No one should take him seriously. And the fact that he still calls the show and he's like, oh, Mandela Barnes, this and this. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And then he says he's going to vote for Tiffany. And then he says, well, Ian, you don't have any credibility because, you date other people outside of black people. Bro, you are literally trying to just create distractions. I'm not racist. Who cares? I have love for even your relationship. It doesn't matter. If I met a black woman tomorrow, it wouldn't matter because whoever's nice and whoever I like, that's who I'm gonna date. I don't specifically date whoever. But the fact that he's so disingenuous, he can keep calling the Outlaw family and trying to spew this bullshit is mind-blowing to me. KB, I love how you let him talk because I keep getting text messages. And people that have never listened to the show before are like, damn, who is that guy? He sounds like he's fucking incompetent. They said the R word. I don't say that. But that's kind of my point. Like, people be trying to distract the shit. Like, bro, you trying to distract it, Orlando. You can't defend your positions. You're a paid representative of the Republican Party. You keep talking shit about me when all I've ever done in my life is actually just try to help people. Dude, stop supporting that bullshit. But you can't because you know that Ron Johnson, he pays your bills. So you can say so much. KB, I didn't talk long enough. Thank you. I'm gonna shut up now.
It's all good. I just want to go to my chat room. Carrie Walker said Elon is the biggest welfare queen ever. Orlando Owen said outlaw for life. So he's letting you know where he stands. He said he's an outlaw.
I know he loved the platform though, KB, but he on some bullshit, man.
Sonya Thrower says he talked too much. I think she put that up when Dion was talking. She said he talked too much.
Dion, all right, Sonya.
Because Dion, that's what I'm saying. The Democrats and the Republicans have come to an agreement to undermine the FBA and destiny swap us with immigrants. Look at what they did with Essence Fest. We ain't messing with it anymore because they tried to change it from a celebration of us to African, Caribbean, and Haitians. Mama Jenkins says, Dion, a lot of people in the office ain't did shit. If you want me to call them out, call me and I'll give you a grand update and prove that they ain't shit.
I
But
love Mama Jenkins. She actually sent me a private
Yeah.
message about something the other day, and it enlightened me. I appreciate her for it.
She said that I'll give you a grand update and prove that they ain't shit, but they've been in office for years. Kerry Walker says it's like black Republicans voted for Trump to gain money, but they want to leave their fight for their rights up to the Democrats and ride on the tails of common people while they support their orange daddy. Okay.
That's what my boy actually just texted me. The same exact thing. He said Orlando said about tax breaks and everything else, but it sounds like he cares more about his family than everybody.
Yep. Shabaka says sounds like California. A says the definition of capitalism for the employer is to get the most work out of you for the least pay. Everything about this country is a scam. Let me see. We keep going. Shabaka said facts. This is hashtag resurrection of the mental dead. Kerry Walker, Ace Cooley, a whole scam. And then A says, I hope y'all don't think Elon Musk is going to do a day in jail.
No, not at all. No.
He said, Shabaka said that bastard won't do 10 minutes in jail.
No.
And Shabaka said Pam Bondi is her name that you're talking about. Said Pam Bondi was the attorney general of Florida when Zimmerman killed Trayvon and did not prosecute Zimmerman's stinking ass, the female dog.
Trump went out of his way to make her attorney general. Ain't that funny?
A says, don't forget this motherfucker ran on opening the Epstein list and turned around and reneged on it. This motherfucker will tell you anything to get what he wants. This motherfucker is a wild card, even to his own party. I know one thing. He had to come up off that. What's that? How much was it today? 5.6 million to E. Jean Carroll.
She done made 5 million already, though, KB.
Well, he's made billions. But I think the thing about it is what he had to give her the 5.6 for is because he ran out of appeals about his sexual assault and his defamation trial against her. So,
yeah.
And this is a dude who's adjudicated for sex crimes and corruption and all kinds of shit. And
he had 10 now. Because he had to give her already, he gave her like 5 something. So now he didn't give her another 5. That's 10. You know what I'm saying? That's
here's a response for people like the bottom dweller.
Whatever, bitch. You keep saying my name, I'm gonna keep coming at you. Be respectful, you hoe ass nigga. You would never say it to my face. You would never say it to my face.
He continues to try to strip away. He continues to support ideas that strip black people away from.
Nah, nigga, that ain't the case.
He continues to support a party and
hoe ass nigga,
and all the Democrats who are failures. Well, he's drunk now, so he can't control himself, can't control his liquor. This is a very emotional 14-year-old, so that's par for the course. So again, this is the things that this individual supports, but he claims he's not a Democrat. He's a guy with no home. He's a bum. He's a gypsy, whatever you want to call him, right? But he won't stand up to do anything to say and rail against what's really happening in Milwaukee. What's going on as far as what's going on with a home ownership? Why the brothers don't have jobs in the city? He don't do nothing about that. He has no agenda for it. And he's a bum. But he want to say, I'm causing confusion. No, I'm just laying out the facts. I just speak truth to power. If you want to get mad at me being the messenger of like, what's really going on? This is the party that say they love black so much. So show me how they love black so much. You wonder why I'm not part of that party. But he is, though. He rock with them. That's the question for you, Ked, on how we have so much love for it, though. But you're going to tell me, where I should be at. I'm a free-thinking black man. I'm a free man.
You're not a free-thinking black man, dog. You're a fucking house nigga, bro.
And clearly, drunk dude over here, he's kissing more fanboy. He's kissing more of it. Anyway, again, I'm a free-thinking black man. I can do what I want to.
No, you're not, nigga.
I mean, this is the whole thing. Like, this is why I don't waste time with these arguments.
Exactly.
It kind of just disintegrates into just personal insults, right? And then so it comes down to us basically what we start doing, and I'm saying we because I've done the same thing before with people, where you basically start to refer to the person that you are disagreeing with as a hapless idiot, right? Which doesn't move the needle forward for my people. We've never gotten anywhere for name calling because if that was the case, we'd be world class because that's one thing we can do is we can talk about somebody as real doggishly. But these political conversations, that's why they're so useless. And this is why I also tell black people, it's important for us to focus on what's important, right? And what's important is the need to consolidate, the need to pool our resources, the need to support each other. I think it's very, very telling. And this is something that I've said out loud too. You take a platform that like 860, which is a legendary platform in the city of Milwaukee because it has for so long been the primary black platform, if you will. It was founded by a black man, rest in peace to Gerald Jones, and has existed years in this space. But is it not ironic that a black platform would tell black listeners to not vote for a black man? Think about how ironic this is in today's racial climate, in which we need all of the solidarity that we can get, that a black station would be telling black people to not vote for a black candidate.
Wild work.
This is how divided we are. This is a perfect example of why things are in the state that they are in, because we're so divided. Like even things that are black that are supposed to work for us don't work for us. And that's an issue.
He's not coming to talk, though. He's not coming to talk.
He doesn't have to come and talk. He doesn't have to come and talk based on the way he's been treated by them. I'm telling you, I was there. I was present. I was doing this before when all he wanted to do was run and try to create some change. And he was being mistreated by that very station. I was there. I remember it very vividly. I remember him trying to call in, getting dusted on just like people were just because they loved Lena, right? And we know the community loved Lena Taylor. And so he was running against her. And so, they weren't the only ones. There was a lot of black people. As a matter of fact, I was with the Panthers at the time. And rest in peace to the general. Rick, man, he did not like Mandela, like to the point where I used to have to run interference. We were at a forum there was a documentary about 53206. It was a movie or a documentary. I can't remember which one it was.
I think it was a movie doc.
And everybody was there, and we were supposed to be getting up to speak, and the Panthers were obviously the general was going to speak, and Mandela was there, and he was mad. Rick was mad, like, yo, we should, and I'm like, nah. I went up to him. What's happening, brother? How you doing? Yeah. Because at that point we had conversed, and he was just saying to me at that point, like, I know they don't like me, right? Your guys don't like me. I told him at that point, it doesn't matter if they like you or not. All you got to do is represent for yourself, man. And so they can't say, well, I'm sure he's not the only candidate that won't come on there. I'm sure he's not the only one or hasn't come on there. And who knows? Maybe he would come on there if you weren't telling people not to vote for him. So I just think sometimes you got to you got to remove yourself from it and remove your ego from it and say, okay, well, why the brother won't come on here? Right? Like now, somebody that's small like myself, I can reach out to him. I think I still have his number somewhere. I could reach out to him, but I know what he's going to say. Contact my people and we can make it happen. Or he might even say he don't have time to do it, which he might not. I'm not going to take it personal and hit the airwaves like, fuck him. He won't come on my podcast. Right? Like that's putting my podcast and my platform before what's needed for my people. And what's needed for my people is leadership. Black leaders who come from where we come from, who know what we need, who've been through what we've been through, that we can look to and say, hey, that's an example. Because at the end of the day, the only reason we love Obama so much is because he made us feel like anything you can do anything. A black man is finally in the White House. Yeah. But at the end of the day, what was done for us? No black agenda, nothing. And less movement than we've seen in a long time. So I just think, I just think once again, I want to call out the irony of a platform that's esteemed as 860, and all respect to 860 and everybody that's on there. I just thought, man, that's kind of ironic that black listeners are hearing a black platform say, don't vote for him. You know, I can understand their perspective of saying, well, if he think he's too good to talk to us, or, you know, he won't come talk to us, we have access to the people's ears. Well, this is 2026. It's many different ways to get your message across to the people, like social media, like the internet. So I don't think it's cool for a black station to ever shit on a black candidate. Now, let me go to my chat room. Carrie says, but damn, Orlando, no Democrat ever went after the 14th Amendment. A said, Ian done brought out Orlando's inner Negro again. He definitely sound black tonight, LOL.
He called him a house nigga.
That is inner Negro. Inner Negro.
He said that nigga a sellout.
Tabaka said, facts, Kev. He said, I remember the general out of the mill. May he rest in power. Yes, sir. Absolutely. Yes. Daryl.
I was going to say, KB, when you done, I want to actually explain something. Like, because you said Obama did nothing for black people. I'm going to read a little bit.
A said, if I wasn't on this plane, I would call in. This show is intense tonight. Thank you, sir. I hope people feel that way. I hope we need more listeners. We need to get it in front of more ears.
Absolutely.
My platform, so in the future I can make a phone call to a brother like Mandela and say, come on in, man, I got this many ears.
But the thing is, though, KB, he do need to call in. But I will say this, and I went into AI, so obviously this is a generalization. And mind you, everybody, I voted for Obama the first time, and the second time I voted for Mitt Romney because I'm more of a business person. But this is what Google AI is saying in regard to the support for President Obama. Criminal justice reform, signed the Fair Sentencing Act in 2010. So it kind of eliminated disparity between crack and powder cocaine offenses. And one of the reasons this is important because I forgot his name, KB. You might know his name because I know you follow a lot of this shit. The Muslim brother, the brother of the Nation of Islam, kind of tall brother. He got glasses. He kind of have like a bald fade. He actually talks about the shit Obama did, even though he's not a big fan. He talks about him. So I actually posted quite a few videos. But anyway, I'm going
to Islam.
That's exactly who he is. Yes.
Right,
so he said, and he actually broke it down as far as economic support. Obama was good in regard to that. He expanded the FHA insurance program that provided tax credits, which helped millions of minority families buy homes. Okay. And you know, as far as home purchasing is actually a quicker way for wealth. Okay. The healthcare expansion, the Affordable Health Care Act extended health insurance to an estimated 3 million previously uninsured Black Americans and prohibited insurance companies from denying coverage to
no reparations.
I know, Orlando. Let me finish, and I understand that you're going to go to a Republican talking point, but I'm just saying.
Orlando, I'm gonna tell you the same thing I tell him. Let him talk.
Yeah, and it's not that I'm supporting it or discounting it, but I'm saying some of the things that he did that, you know what I'm saying, they actually gauged. So the last thing that was in this search that I did, KB, and the reason Orlando jumped in is because he doesn't like it because it negates a lot of his arguments. But the last thing is education and opportunity. Now, the My Brother's Keeper is something that I'm not a fan of, but it says My Brother's Keeper initiative to address persistent opportunity gaps faced by boys and young men of color. He also increased federal funding for historically Black colleges and universities. And you notice, KB, at the time it was different than it is now because President Trump, in his defense, he did a lot of different things for Black universities. But this is kind of, and this is before you kind of chime in, this is why Outlaw Radio is so important because we go over everything. It's not one-sided. We're not policy dwellers. And this is why when you say something that other people don't like, they say you're a leftist or you're a Democrat or when you say certain things, KB, and myself also, you're a Republican, you're this and you're that. We just put the things that the parties have done. Go ahead.
Ian, can I ask you a question? Because I was listening, did you say anything about the Lead Belly Act and
what did you say, D?
About the federal minimum wage? Did you say anything about what they call it?
No, I didn't chime in on that.
Like women. Oh, okay.
No, I didn't. Hold on. Expand on that, Dion, because I'm kind of curious about that myself.
Where women can get paid, or if they found out they wasn't getting paid much as a male counterpart, they could sue and get back pay and stuff like that. And then like how he expanded paternity leave for women and men.
How do you feel about that though?
Like, men was able to get it.
Yeah, that's kind of weird because you know how women be sometimes.
I mean, it is what it is.
So I got a question for Brother Kev. There was a lady in the chat that said Democrats wouldn't destroy the 14th Amendment. I have to ask the question, who does she believe passed the 14th Amendment? 13th, 14th, and the 15th Amendment. What party passed that?
Oh my God, he's chiming in to when the Republicans were different.
Hold on. No, right now,
Orlando, you're asking me that question, correct?
Hold on. Correct.
Okay, so I'm gonna say this. Now this starts that conversation of historically where we're gonna start talking about
Christ, KB.
Republicans freeing the slaves and all.
He's so disingenuous. Though.
I don't, Orlando, and I'm being honest. I'm not trying to be one sided. I don't put a lot of weight on
what the fuck
the historical movements or the historical policies of the parties because we know that they switched. We know that things switched. We know it went from at one point being Republicans being this progressive group of individuals to this, down south group of, racist policymakers. We know it switched. So
can you point to
not according to them, KB?
Let me finish. I'm not going to say if you wanted the answer, we will say, okay, well, Republicans did that. So that's the answer that you want. Republicans did that, correct?
Correct. Okay. And what president is trying to solidify that? A Republican president.
Well,
trying to solidify the 14th Amendment.
He attacked the 14th Amendment to go after, immigrants, I guess.
He didn't attack it. He didn't attack it. He wanted to solidify who was it made for.
Right, but there was even the fact to say that why do we even need that to say in 2026 we need an amendment for the babies of slaves when we haven't been slaves in hundreds of years? Really, that's really they should have called it what it was. He didn't want that to be a loophole so that some illegal immigrant could say, hey, my child,
non-Americans, you're right, non-American.
I had a child here, my child is an American, so I should be allowed to stay. So he went after that to kind of challenge that. So that was more of a legal thing. I don't know if that was anything that was, progressive on his part.
But I will ask you this, Kev. You say, I know, and it's getting late. I would like to see some evidence of this so-called party switch because the platforms never change. The platforms of the parties never change.
Wait. So we hear Orlando, even you can't deny that the Democrats and the Dixiecrats and we know that at one point, and this is why I always reference my favorite politician of all time, Adam Clayton Powell, going to Congress in the 1940s and having Southern Republican senators openly using the word nigger on the floor, right? We know that at one point the Republicans switched from this anti-slave thing to, hey, no, they became the party of racist white people. We know that there was a switch. You want the exact date and time? I don't know if it was a declaration, but we know. Hold on. Philosophically, we know that there was a switch.
Hold on, KB. Can I chime in?
Hold
on, Orlando. Hold your thought, Orlando. I know you're trying to go in. I know why.
Fall back.
Hold on.
Fanboy, fall back. Grown men talking right now. Grown men talking.
Hold on, Orlando. Can I chime in?
So
you were talking for like 5 minutes. Can I chime in?
After every election, there's a ledger that every elected official has to sign on what party they actually want in. Show me the historical data that shows any switching of any party. On top of that, Kevin, you a media guy. Show me the publications back then that showed there was a flip-flop of the parties. It's like saying, I think I used this example a few times on the show. It's like saying, the VL flipped and became GDs. And now on top of that, that'd have been crazy, right? But the GDs turn around and say, we want to be VLs now. So show me historically documentation
Orlando,
of the platform.
What you're doing is you're playing devil's advocate. But the reality
KB.
is, you and I both know. We all know. Let's I don't want to insult people's intelligence. We all know.
Thank you.
And there's one word that I utilize that you might need to, kind of focus in on, which is philosophically. There was a philosophical change in the way the parties move. We know this. We know it, Orlando. You can, I like you talking around it, but you know it to be factual. It's a thing. You know it happened. You know that there at one point the Republicans became the party of the Southern racist, and the Democrats became more of a Northern-based, institutionalized racist supporting party. So there was a switch.
So you saying there was a come to Jesus moment that the Democrats
no, there was no come to Jesus moment. Hold on, KB. Can I explain something to you really quick? When I followed this party for about 5 years of my life, they literally used to talk about this specific point with people like you. And this is why Orlando hates me so much and people like him. Dude, what you're saying is accurate as far as in regards to the party switch, but it's not exactly like you're saying it. You're not bringing up how they would have workshops to where if someone brings up what you bring up, they have counter talking points. That racist motherfucker Charlie Kirk, who I've met, that racist motherfucker, what's his name? The Florida governor, DeSantis. Like I met Orlando. Let me talk. I met all of these people, and when we were part of Tim Michael's campaign that beat the campaign that Orlando was actually part of, they talked about this is how you combat these arguments. It wasn't about what was fucking accurate. It literally was about combating. When Kevin, and I'll use you as an example, when Kevin says there was a party switch, what you say is this is what happened and the parties were the same, so it never happened. Bro, they've had an agenda for Project 2025 10 years ago. The reason I was around the Republican Party and he's trying to cut me off because he knows I'm right. The reason I was around the Republican Party so much, KB, he keeps trying to cut me off because he knows I'm right. The reason I was around the Republican Party so much because I wanted to see in my father's words, God bless his soul, how my enemy thinks. So when I saw how they do things, how they debate, I met Charlie Kirk. I met multiple people that work for Turning Point USA. Bro, they just really got good at debate. The thing is, if you listen to Orlando, and Orlando makes accusations.
Hold on, really quickly. If you go, and this is what I would tell people to study. Study what happened in America politically in terms of party after the Civil War. Because after the Civil War, things changed a lot in a bunch of different levels. And there was a lot of philosophical differences that were established. So I would say, if you want to get the most accurate information, just look at what happened politically after the Civil War in America, because there were so many decisions.
The civil rights.
There were so many different decisions that had to be made, because now you had a large group of people who now were technically supposed to be freed. And the biggest problem was, how are we going to bring these people into the American experience? And there was so many discussions and differences of opinion on how this would be done. And that caused a shift in the way things that people felt, especially politicians, because it became a part of, if I'm in the South and I'm running for any platform, the number one thing on the Southerners' mind was, what are we going to do about these niggers? What are we going to do about these niggers? So,
but those were Democrats, though, Kev.
Right, I'm just saying, you had a lot of politicians who had to change and reevaluate their stance on things because the country had changed so drastically in a period of 5 to 10 years. Now, I also want to say this. None of this shit matters in 2026. Okay.
No, it
I
don't.
want to put that out here. And I want to finish my chat room because I'm about to close the show. So I want to Shabaka credit, you are right. Condolences to Minister Farrakhan and the loss of his wife. I neglected to mention that. I think I talked about it briefly after the weekend was over, but we know the great minister lost his wife. Yes, and he was talking about Rizza Islam, Shabaka.
Yes.
Cooley says in his defense, Obama did nothing about these punk ass appraisers and reducing the value of black homes based on skin color. That part of the transfer of generational wealth. This is an epidemic, whether he nor Biden did shit. Reason being, he's still owned by the Jaybirds. Yes, he did something specifically for Hispanics, Native Americans, as well as the LGBT. Hold on. Let me finish. Kerry Walker says, you're talking about the Republicans of yesterday. We're talking about today. So because they
Thank you.
They can take it back. What the fuck? Shabaka said, you still taking calls, Kev? I got a short period of time, Shabaka. If you're gonna hit me, you better hit me now because I'm about to.
Have him call in.
Ace Cooley said Joe Biden used the word nigger on an open floor of Congress himself.
Yeah, he did.
Sleepy Joe.
Can I add one more thing, KB?
Let me finish. Sure. This is Shabaka said facts. Sharita said I'm VL though. Okay, Sharita.
She gangster with that shit.
Ace Cooley said Orlando's talking about the Dixiecrats,
which he is.
And Sonia Thor said, "Is he slow? Who's slow? Who we talking about, Sonia?
He talking about Orlando ass. I know."
Kerry Walker said, messing with the 14th Amendment will open your black ass up to any scrutiny they want. You are a descendant of a slave. It would eliminate your birthright also. Scratching my head. God, who made these people? I'm convinced I'm being punked.
She a fool, bro. That's funny as hell.
Shabaka said specified, ma'am. And Sharita Shaw said CVL. Okay, Sharita.
Well, we know Republicans were actually fighting for the 14th Amendment to install. So I don't know what the chat room was talking about to say as if
he keep trying to sell this shit, KB.
Again,
all right. Shabaka, I need you to turn your device down.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now, man.
What up,
okay, then I gotta
let me finish the chat right quick because this will be the last call of the night.
This nigga.
Okay.
Device down though. I'm getting an echo.
Okay, I turned it down, Kev.
Okay. I'm just gonna skip this part of they having to talk about what is the CVL.
Conservative Vice Lord.
A says,
yes, sir.
And look at Candace Owens. Y'all can say what y'all want about her, but as Dave Chappelle stated, she is a brilliant idiot because she can debate.
She fine as fuck.
Right.
I hate to say it. She's fine as a motherfucker.
This is Sonia Thor. She said she was talking about Orlando when she said, "Is he slow?" All right, now Shabaka, you're the last caller of the night, so I'm gonna let you close the shop on the callers. What you got to say, my brother?
Yes, sir. First of all, shout out there to your co-host right there, the gentleman up there with you. And two things I want to say, man, is fuck Charlie Kirk and fuck Ron the Panthers, man, of Florida. Tell that some bitch, man, to go put on some pink underwear. I mean, with his bullshit, oh, DEI, that's reverse racism and all that. And like and police departments we control. Show me what major businesses and corporations that we control. Show me, man, what major stock markets that we control. And the answer is none. You see what I'm saying? And I'm tired of looking at this bootlick ass motherfucker Tim Scott down there in South Carolina, man, with his cooning ass. Fuck Lindsey Graham. Mitch McConnell, and it's time for us, black man and woman, to take care of our own economical basis, man, and we could do it. This is why these motherfuckers are so afraid of us coming together. Because, see, man, if you take these 5 fingers and bring them there together, like Malcolm said, and strike a motherfucker who will put him in his place right on his ass, you see. And I don't mean to speak so vulgarly, man, or so derogatory, man.
Amen, brother. Keep talking.
Yeah, and I'm saying it in language that the people can understand, just like when you go into these goddamn kangaroo courts, the law says that they're supposed to explain that bullshit, man, when they fabricate that case against you, man, in language that you understand. Other than, nigga, you going to jail if you don't take this plea. You see what I mean? And then also, too, Mr. Wells' family, man, our hearts go out to him. You know, the brother that drowned down there in Mississippi. Me personally, I think the brother was pushed off or he was murdered because, as that old saying goes, we got him drunk, now we're going to mug him. You know what I mean? And by the way, fuck the state of California. I hope the son of a bitch shakes off into the damn ocean, man. And that's why I'm out here in Nevada right now. And it's hot as hell out here. So therefore, Kev, yeah, keep up the great work, brother. I'm going to be getting with you. You know what I'm saying? And when is a good time, man, to give you a call, man, personally?
Anytime during the day, I'm straight.
Damn.
Yes, sir. Okay, and I do recognize the fact, man, that you are 2 hours ahead of me. Okay, Kev. All right, so thank you for having me, man. A shout out there to Mr. E.N.C. Jordan, brother. You know, appreciate the input that you're doing. Yes, sir. You know what I'm saying? And one thing, man, that Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced, it ain't never a dull moment there. And also, too, Kev, I think I tagged you in our latest post or digital flyer, and that work was done by Sister Akshita. You know what I'm saying? That sister's name is Sister Akshita. You know, real good sister. All right, man. So, Outlaws, I'm going to bid you all a good night, man. You know, I'm going to sit up here and look at the rest of the box, man.
We love you, brother. Keep it up.
All right, Shabaka,
yes, sir. Absolutely.
We'll talk.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Yes, sir. Okay. All right.
KB,
yeah.
KB, we got the best family of online family ever. We do.
Baka been rocking with me for a second, so
he's a beast, bro. Because like I know he called in before and listening. He a beast, bro. Oh, that shit loud.
That was my fault.
Yeah, man. The thing is though, Outlaw Radio has such an intelligent group of people that follow politics on a you know, as far as on a, you know, global level. In addition to follow politics on a local level, and you have all of these different things. And I really want to say to everybody in the audience really quick, because I know KB closing out the show or whatever, but thank you for everybody that pushes back against these house niggas and against this nonsensical garbage. And you have people like Orlando trying to fucking sell white supremacy in the form of policy. Thank each and every one of you. And I mean that, because I got friends, I got white friends that don't understand it. They be like, man, how come more black people don't stand up against, you know, Trump and all the other shit? And I be trying to tell them. And I had about 3 of my white friends tonight watch the show, because I'm like, no, dude, the thing is, though, you've been conditioned to believe that brothers and sisters are not paying attention. It's actually the reverse. Brothers and sisters have been paying attention to this shit since day one. 93% of black women voted for Harris. 87% of black men voted for Harris. We know better. People need to just start following us. And that's my point.
All right, so just to close it out, I want to echo that sentiment. I really appreciate the Outlaw family. They rock with us, you know, hard body karate. Always have a lot of these people on this show who are on the line or in the chat room have been rocking with me for some years now.
Yes,
I truly appreciate them. And anybody else who, if you're listening for the first time, or if you're the type of person who listens a lot, you just never comment. It is what it is. It's all good. I appreciate you. I wanted to kind of talk about narratives and the narrative around us as black men or black people, that we are the poster children for dysfunction in this country, and that, you know, we are the reason that the country has so many problems. But I want to just kind of give you some statistics here. In terms of white males, it makes up 29% of our population. 69% of rapes are committed by white men. 65% of the offenses against family and children are committed by white men, and 59% of crime is committed by white men. So every time you look around and you want to villainize black people and say that we are the problem, I think you need to start looking for a new scapegoat. And it's important that black people don't believe this bullshit and buy into it. Once again, we have 3 S's to choose from. One is solidarity, one is sovereignty, and one is separatism. But we ain't ready for separatism and we ain't ready for sovereignty, but we damn sure can get some solidarity going around this motherfucker. Peace and love, man. Keep y'all head on the swivel, man. Have a real safe weekend, man. hug the person, hug the people that you love, man, the people that you're close to, because you never know when it's like UGK says, one day you're here and the next day you're gone. So I will see y'all Monday, man. Y'all be easy, man. Hit me up, share the show. Please share the show, push the show, man. I will see y'all Monday. Peace to you, Ian. I'll see you Monday, my brother.
Peace to you. I love you, brother. And remember, Orlando supports all the dumb shit we don't. He's a Republican. He does.
He's not here to defend himself. So we're going to
I'll stop. MAGA is not good.
So I will see y'all Monday, man. Peace and love.
I thought the shit was going to come in, Kev. That's why I was trying to. Love you, bro. I'll talk to you later, dog.